Yo yo yo, what's up everyone? I'm going to be joined again by Man Magical today for another scrim block. It is going to be absolutely insane. Um, my energy's a bit low, but I think the Magical's just going to carry it today because that guy's always got insane infinite energy. I had a massive meal because it's my birthday on Tuesday, so my parents took me out today. So I was so like full, I had to have a little quick nap afterwards. It was just madness, but at the same time, the show must go on, and I think Magical's energy is going to rub off on me, indefinitely. So, yeah, it's going to be great. So, I'm just starting up a couple of things. We are still, do have a full lobby, just about halfway, and I'm just going to get Magical back in now. I'm just going to unmute Discord. Awesome. Yo yo.
Oh, no wonder I could. Okay, so I have you unmuted here. I could hear you. There we go. I had your stream open, so I could hear you talking, but you couldn't hear me.
Ah,
there
okay.
we go.
Good stuff.
Wait, Ruffle, you got banned for 2 days? Ruffle got banned?
Wait, from where? In the game?
That's what I'm saying. Ruffle, what'd you do?
Oh, this guy.
I know, right? Oh my goodness. We don't talk about it. Revel. Bad Revel. Oh, my back. Getting old, guys. This is what happens when you fight people who should be in prison instead of a psych ward. At work. Ugh. But at least now he's in prison. That's besides the point.
I was not expecting that twist at the end. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he was attacking staff, so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. What was that? Did I drop them? I got a new notebook.
Ooh,
I gotta
okay.
start filling out with my notes, getting ready for like all the items.
Makes sense.
I have my old notebook with all like the hunters and all the old items, but obviously that's useless now. So I gotta completely scrap that and get a whole new notebook. It's like make sure everything's ready, so that way I can start actually like understanding the game more on your level, Samir. Because it's like you've got the smarts already. You're pretty much there, and I'm so far behind. It sucks because normally I'd work on a lot of this stuff while at work, but because how this last week of work was and how terrible it was, I just was not able to. It was tragic, but it is what it is. And then I have something for you really quick. Did I join already? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're good. And show me. There we go. Happy birthday.
Oh, cheers, dude. There's no way you didn't have to do that. Sorry, I'm just doing so much admin on the side. Oh man, you're insane for that. Yeah, it's gonna be my birthday on Tuesday, man. But yeah. Oh man, I appreciate you so much, dude.
Yeah, so happy birthday, happy early birthday. I know Tuesday, sadly, I won't be available. Tomorrow's work, Tuesday's work, then Wednesday, me and my wife are gonna go on vacation, so we're gonna go out to the desert for a few days, and then we're gonna come back. Yeah, so it'll be a nice fun time. But that's why I wanted to give you that now.
Oh,
Woo!
dude.
Numbers with a sub 2, let's go.
There's no man, you guys are insane, man. Numbers. Oh man.
Samiri. Samiri.
You guys are spoiling me, man.
Subs, but
oh my god.
Oh, there we go.
Oh man, numbers, you're insane, man.
All right, you ready? I'll sing you a birthday song. This is my favorite.
It's got to include the whistle.
No, I'll get it at the end. Are you ready?
Okay.
Ready?
Go on then.
This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey. That's it. It's my favorite birthday song to sing because it's just instant. I remember when I was, I think like 13, 14, my parents took me to Disneyland and we were on the Jungle Cruise, and some guy's like, oh, we're gonna all sing a birthday song, okay? Everyone get ready. And he sang that song, so everyone's getting ready to do happy birthday, and he just did that really quick and just looked at everyone else like, wait, you don't know that song? Like I died. I was like, that is great. I'm stealing that for life.
Oh, those jokes are always the perfect ones. The ones that catch you off guard, and you're like, "Yep, that's it's never going to age. It's just like fine wine, you know, it just gets better every time you
Exactly.
use it." Oh man,
Every time. So I've kept it. What God? Oh my God, that was 20 something years ago. I'm old. Shit.
yeah, yeah. I just need to quickly check something. One moment.
Also, I submitted the train clip from last night
Yeah, yeah.
already to Zodag. So it already made it into one of the videos.
Oh my God! Wow,
That's how
insane.
that's how quick it got. I mean, it was a good one. Let's be real. Like we were all so happy. Not only did we have a blast off into a train, but then when it seemed like maybe Yasser could pull off the 1v3, he just walked straight into the train.
Yep, yep.
It was so good. It was so
But
good.
I watched it a couple of times, afterwards. So it was quite late, but I was like, I need to watch it again because I was just
I want to get that one, and then there's the other.
the one before that.
What
It
was
was
the-
kind of in the outpost
Yeah,
area,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
With like Aiden
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that was crazy too.
Yeah. I want to get that one too, but I'll be honest. So I fell asleep afterwards, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We did our stream. I was like, I'll take a nap. 5 hours later, I woke up, and then my wife was calling all frantically because she's doing her dog sitting, and I don't tell her when I get hurt at work because I know how she'll act.
Sure,
But
sure.
she had to find out eventually.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
since I had a few days off, I could tell her, and so she's been freaking out over it since she's not been home. And so she was like trying to call me to wake me up. And I'm like, huh, where am I? So went over, saw her. She actually saw like how bad the bruises are.
Oh
Like
man.
the one on my arm's the one that's the worst one right now, but it's okay. I've been hurt worse. That's what happens when you work in a psych ward. You know, you kind of get used to it.
I mean, how long have you been in the field now in that specific field?
I started not this past May, but the May before that. So over a
Yeah,
year
okay,
now.
okay. Sure, sure.
And so I'm even what they call the lead. So I'm like the guy in charge of the whole hospital for the mental health workers.
Sure.
So usually when we have a violent patient like that, I'm the guy who has to first respond and
Oof.
like the one to try to calm them down. And if we can't calm them down, work with the nurses to make the call to either restrain him, to give him medications, or put them in seclusion.
Fair, fair.
Yeah. Which is not, we try not to. You don't want to, but if someone's like, 'cause especially in like drug induced psychosis, whew, you're not doing much for them.
Yeah. Can imagine.
Like we had this one guy recently where it was really sad. Like he was young, probably a 20-ish kid, and he was just out of it. He could barely talk. He talked more like what you imagine a caveman would talk like the whole time. And so it was like, and he was aggressive, was all this stuff. Well, I see him, 2 days later because I had a couple days off. Perfectly fine, back to normal because the drugs have finally gotten out of his system. And,
Yeah.
and I even told him like, "You're looking really good. No more drugs, right? No more drugs. I promise." I'm like, "Good."
Oh man.
So like those kind of things make me happy when I see that kind of thing, which like where you're like, okay, that happened, but that other guy was just he was never going to change. He needed to go to jail, and that's where he is now.
Another mission.
Good stuff. At least everything's like safer now until your next shift.
Yes. Yes, very much so. Though I'm still gonna be sick on Wednesday and Thursday because I'm gone because that's when my vacation is.
Oh, okay, great.
You are the drop leader.
All right, so we're starting off with unstable portals here. Let's talk about what we're actually here for, which is Supervive. Myself and Samiri casting some good old scrim games. Yesterday was a lot of fun, being able to get my favorite, Bullet Train, but I know a lot of the players want more practice, not just on Bullet Trains, which I think is lame. Everything should be Bullet Train, and they should be faster, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh, man.
All right, so, Samiri, after yesterday's games, and kind of like with a lot, the Tonk Tonk play we had yesterday was pretty good too. The Tonk Tonk kidnap into the train. We've had a couple of those. I've been noticing more players really utilizing Tonk Tonk to get automatic kills with trains. It's really fun. Like, what are some of the funnest plays you've seen so far, or you've even done yourself, Samiri?
Yeah, sorry, just repeat that again. I'm just trying to organize some things in the background related to the games.
Perfectly fine. I was just saying, what are the funnest plays that you personally have done or seen from the
I
scrims?
think it was on the first week with the Wukong patch with the R&B with the clones. That just get, I don't know, it just felt infinitely satisfying just doing that over and over again.
True. It's a lot of fun. Like once you get the combo down, like Wukong is an. I will say some of the hotfix did help a little bit, but still very powerful, very strong. A lot of our melees are really strong at the moment. Not just Wukong. Brawl's in a good spot. Shiv being more low range. Evo, I've been seeing a lot more teams picking that up as of late. Jhin, we were talking about the differences between NA and EU, and I feel like Jhin has kind of been that big one where we see that far more in NA, which is funny because it was the opposite before, where we used to see only Jhin in EU.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, run.
Oh no. They've got one member left.
Respect for playing the Strike. I've actually been learning some Strike lately. I've been trying to get better, not just playing Hudson.
Yeah.
Requires me to actually like hit skill shots as opposed to just holding one button.
Hey, you got to lay out the what's it called, the barbed wire at least. That requires some skill, surely.
Oh no! I turned my brain off before that.
Way before. You're in the lobby screen and it's already off.
Exactly. That's at least when I play Strike, it's like I gotta use like part of my brain, make sure I'm counting the twos, getting some good hits in there. But players like Kaizaro, who actually know how to play Strike a lot better than I do, we're gonna be able to show that off here. So we have quite some different teams from yesterday, which is always nice to see. Kind of see some adaptations, like right here, IDK, Tom Kick with Clarny, the substitute of Orlando's on the team. They're going to see what the hell is Hudis going to be the first casualty.
Oh, the bonus!
Away with Rat now in the fight, getting a lot of damage onto Clarny. Clarny's chased down. Rat getting a huge win against the team. IDK only left with Orlando's in the outpost, and he's got to go the wrong way away, and I'm getting some lag again. I don't know if that's on your end or my end.
It might be on your end this time because my frames are actually relatively healthy this time. Not sure what we can do. We're in a private call too.
Yeah, yesterday it worked. I don't know why it's not wanting to work today.
The storm is
Weird.
closing.
It's very, very weird.
No,
Yesterday it worked so well when we did this, but not today. Here, you do the casting. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure this out.
Yeah, no worries, dude. Oh, Sproken gets spiked at the last moment by oh no, sorry, Sproken gets the spike. In fact, never mind. He's on Luna. Obviously, we don't have Shy. We do have Ash instead, which is just Ash as a sub instead of Hachi, of course. It looks like Orlando's has managed to escape as well with retaining the armor. He's also got the Splinter Scale skin on, it seems. So he's going to get the Resolve in shards. And apart from that, we are seeing a couple of teams farming in the storm, as we saw, yesterday as well. And obviously not the return, but like 29's first appearance in 1.0 scrims, if I'm not mistaken. And they're already having a little mini face-off with UA. Courageous. Okay, ooh, they've got the Bison already, so UA have the upper hand. Baruth is now really split from the team. Shield is broken. The hammer exchanges keep continuing between both of these oaths, but who's going to survive? It looks like Ori's taking down Flashy. So 29ers are already winning this one so far, and the Fuse Rod is popped by Ori at the last second. He's got the squid. He's sending himself to Narnia. And he's going to be able to live another day. So, UA, surprisingly, I thought they were going to win that exchange with the relics in hand, but nope.
I think I got it fixed. I just had to, close down the stream, open back up, and now I see things again.
Perfect.
As we get to see Aurora and Rat. Rat have been venturing all throughout the map, utilizing those Sky Sharks, and they are on top of Sebi, the first one to fall for Aurora. Greninja and Fluffy Fish now hunted down. If that Grabby Squid had landed, Necky Mech surely would have been able to get an easy kill on either one of them. It seems like Greninja and Mr. Fluffy Fish have been doing a good job so far of escaping the danger, but Rat do not relent. Continue to hunt down Greninja, who tries to double dash away, but that time the Grabby Squid grabs the kill onto Aurora.
Oh my god, it's so clean when you see those squids just hitting at like nearly max range, if not max range. And you did see Adamok, kind of obviously utilizing the root as well to kind of keep Greninja in place just that little bit longer to ensure that that kill could be grabbed and picked up. Well, looking at for the Night 1 bosses, Infinity and Celerity. On the bottom side, we're looking at a Res Beacon and a potential, massive clustering of many teams.
Oh my. very early into this too. We're seeing all this cluster. There's a singularity that's been placed with a nice swamp, only getting the damage on to Zebi, but then it's going to be right in the middle. FFD fighting against Kitten Carnage. Draco's taken pretty low, but has been able to heal back up while Kitten Carnage stomped down the width of Sevi. Both these teams staring one another down. Neither of them want to truly engage, not with the tracks there. Draco's spotting out Kitten Carnage, and they will fall back looking for the boss instead.
Yep, and we are looking at some still splitting from 29ers. You know, we are seeing who is it in this case? Ori. He's on the Shiv now, of course, because Shiv is pretty strong these days with 1.0 patch. Even after the nerf, she's still, you know, probably like S tier. Most people would argue.
Yeah.
So you know, a lot of people are changing comps. Yeah.
A lot of the hotfix patch changes haven't really taken anyone out of like dominance. They've just made it a little bit less oppressive. And then next patch probably is going to be a lot bigger, but another big fight. Rat getting a great bit of damage immediately. Then the shockwave blasting back, getting Carnage, keeping them far away and split up. You even seen that there's a 1v1 duel. Cookie's taking down Oath, which allows the rest of Rat to now chase down the kittens. And it's a cat and mouse game, but it looks like right now the Rats are the ones beating the cats, pushing them all the way back to the storm and leaving only one kitten left.
Yep, and these fights just seem quite chaotic actually in the early game. This is actually should be more of a, you know, stable ground sort of game compared to the chaotic ones we had, you know, with the bullet trains yesterday. But you know, it seems like the action has not calmed down in any respect. These teams are, you know, ever aggressive. We're looking at WDH getting a scan in as well. Maybe they've got a key, hopefully. Maybe get some armors at some point, because you know, 2 members are only on whites halfway. So
right. There's going to be some nice gold they can pick up there from the Guardian. And then after that, I'm going to be curious to see where they decide to move as we go into Kobayashi. For a second, I heard the guards getting alerted. I thought something might be happening. Frozen Barricade, Clarny not pushed into the core. Everyone's just going to kind of relent, but looking up north, Kitten Carnage, they're taking the portals to venture into northern lands, but that does not seem to be their safetiest. Already losing Malwick and the rest of Kitten Carnage down to Monster yet again.
Yeah, but you do see both the souls, you know, super close to each other on the heart for the. So that's going to, you know, make every team basically gravitate towards that. And the last member of Kit does get outed. They are out last place as well. Oh,
really
the nade
for them. Nade, and now with a nice use of the bright shield to make sure no more damage is taken by UA. Instead, they're keeping Ash out of the outpost, trying to keep him at the tracks. Now with an Abyssal Breaker, but no relenting of pressure from Ash. Ash could be the one in, yes sir, waiting it out as well, but the Frozen Barricade make it so hard for them to get into the choke points. They have to wait for so much to be utilized by UA first, and every single time they think they have that ability to move up, they're forced back, but into the fight of heart. Aiden is taken low, but not going to die. Instead, will take the one victory they had already gotten over Rat.
Yep, and we do see a sub-team there, so Aiden's on WC, it seems, with Luca and Theo, if I'm not mistaken, so that's going to...
Yeah, I saw Ash too. Ash, another one where it's Sprokane and Sir playing with Ash. Not the size here, just a little bit different. They got some teams playing with new players and seeing how it's going to work. Yasir taking a lot of damage, though. Poked out by Mr. Ice-T. Courageous puts another Abyssal Breaker, locking them into the outpost. Then the Sunburst damage on Yasir. He constantly is getting punted into the wall. They're trying to heal him back up. Sprokane doing so much to keep him alive. And reviving him immediately, but now back on the train. It's tough to get out. Ash is going to be the one gone. Gravity did not connect, but they already have the damage. Sars sniping damage on Yasir. Getting blocked by the rock. Sprokane throwing out a little bit more, but they are losing the battle as we look at the Stormbreakers Det Barek, the last one left. 29ers couldn't find the kill, but they don't care. They had won the battle.
Yep, and it looks like another fight might be transpiring here. IDK Rat. We're seeing the gums and the squids being used in full force, but nothing's really connecting yet. If anything did connect, there would have been a massive fight established. Adamar sends it in with the Abyssal Breaker, getting a decent amount of damage onto Tom, but IDK are going to be able to, you know, get themselves out of this one potentially. But Neki misses the slam, gets the hook back.
I love that play, grabbing Orlando's, but Orlando's was still able to get away, and now Fusillade from Clarny was only a defensive tool. Then Aurora entering into Ion Acres to contest Guardian, the gold that they can claim, and even looking down south, Stormbreakers about to enter the fortress. We're going to have a 4-way battle. Krabby Squid connecting on to Mr. Fluffy Fish. They're trying to help him out. They've got Necky Mech with the fuselage. But guess what? The Stormbreakers, double missile breaker on each side. Then IDK, who have been waiting this entire time. They already see that rat had been broken. And now their time to strike. They pounce upon him. They knew exactly what was going down, but they got to be careful. Aurora doing a great job of boiling out Clarny to make it so that they are going to be the ultimate victors of Ion.
Yep, and once that fight, just as we mentioned yesterday, once the keg is ignited, it just explodes into just the absolute chaos in Iron Acres. And both souls are still untouched, surprisingly. That's not what we'd expect normally in respect to macro.
Very weird.
But maybe because it's quite kind of centrally oriented, a lot of teams, don't want to take that risk because a lot of teams can, easily gravitate towards that position. Oh, massive Abyssal Breaker!
But a nice block with the frozen barricade, so only a tick of damage does come through. The rest of it blocked by FFD, who are able to get away.
Yep, and we're also seeing Dragon Breath rounds on Ori, so that's going to be an extra bit of damage on the side of 29 that they can utilize to try and get some more kills if possible. Hook connection, they get the dunk too, the Squid for the defensive measure, Singularity, oh, he gets out the last second! Oh, and Bruiser gets, so Dracos gets the kill.
Up Little Meep at the same time.
Yeah.
TSM, they thought they had the fight, but they are going to be the team on the run. FFD, they were struggling for some time, but one good fight claims them victory, and now they can start getting the experience they need. But we go back into the fortress. Ion Acres is where the fights continue to happen. Ooh. As you talked about, we would have expected it to be around the heart and the souls. The teams really want fortress control.
Yep, and I think, both souls have been taken, and they've both been taken by WDH. Free up for grabs,
Wow.
They did the correct macro play, it seems, and a massive fusillade is exchanged, both sides, red and light green, it looks like, and Purple's now considering his options against IDK. Orlando still has a relatively healthier armor, but Clenny has none. So this exchange needs to be, very precise and succinct, but we know Kazara can do that, especially on the Shrike. Just behind them, we see Ash, they've rotated all the way around. All members are back again, of course.
Samiri, this has been the big thing for me. When we look at 1.0, we are now getting into night 4, and we have 11 teams still alive. Only one has fallen earlier. These chaotic endgame fights, because there's so little territory and so many teams to fight. Gecko getting jumped on by two separate teams. Stormbreaker's already losing them, and now down to Zephyric, but we got the fight between Rat and 29ers. The pull onto the Wisp secures control for Rat, while out on the other side, FFD, they want to intervene and see if they can take down the 29ers, getting some damage on top of them. But the base camp will give control to 29ers. Missing Squid and now the Ori.
Oh, no.
To have the slam, and they've already got the Squid with a slug wave. Doing a lot of damage with the Singularity, trying to separate the fight. They're alive. The Swap's not going to be able to find them, but look at the damage in the backline with the defensive breaker coming in. Fuzu grab, lockdown, tag, almost the damage, but survives. Gets out of there, and now into the thick of the fight. Chilling finale, but they got the pillar. The Swap taking down the Ori, taking down Cat Girl, Cafe Manager, FFD. Absolutely insane from Fate Strikes and Dracos.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. It's going Festering Jawblade on Void. I don't even know what the kind of correct build would be. Maybe he's architecting something, super special in that respect. Almost like we did see with 29 with Yui with the slam play with the slam level 4. Maybe someone else is curating something super unique now in 1.0 with some crazy, spicy builds. I'm happy to see it.
Me too. And this is kind of why I want to get into my notes. We're talking about the notebook, so I can start getting into my own theory crafting, figuring out all these different things, because it can get chaotic, and we are looking at how chaotic things are in a corrupted zone. IDK attempting to revive onto Orlando's, but they could get into that portal, go up north, try to see if they can survive that way, but it is looking difficult. Finally, a team has fallen. Stormbreakers are out. The next one is a nice slam from TSM. Got them the crown off of WC, but right into the thick of it. They had to fight against Ash out in the storm. The damage from Ash now getting put back on them. What the hell? They've got the storm. They've got everything going their way with the Meteor Beast, and they've got Ash pushed down to only one player left, who had to separate all the way over to Rat. While IDK still on top of land, and with one more team gone, we saw 3 teams immediately annihilated.
I can't believe that. Absolute chaos. As soon as the crown popped, they just went crazy. And Clenny's now sending in with the Fusillade. We've seen Purple using the Tree Prison combo to get that extra bit of benefit from that Wukong passive with the dash reset. And Rat are now looking down. We've seen the Essence Reaper paying dividends for both Adamok and Mechimech. Look at their health bars.
Right.
Man, those are...
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's building up.
Oh, wait a minute. There's another team here, Unchained Animals.
Yep.
We have, what, 7 squads still remaining? So many players still alive. What the hell? Now fighting against the Unchained Animals. A nice slam from the monkey, trying to chain back these animals while they send them back into the fight. Purple with the dragon slam. But keep in mind, on the other side, they could always get intervened. It's going to be the Mega Avalanche trying to lock them down, but they're already on the boat trying to stay alive. Another dragon slam, but only a little bit of damage this time around from Purple. UA will be able to escape up north, send a nuke to make sure they cover their retreat.
Yeah, but that might have been actually a really, really smart nuke right at the end, because it has forced the BH to not, kind of not just keep chasing them. When we do see IDK, at least one boat, or Tom, just chilling in the bush, tries a hook, just narrowly misses it, so that, you know, everyone knows where everyone is pretty much. I did see a crown as well. Ori, last member alive now, 120. He's left it, you know, he's kept the Dragon Breath rounds, which is really useful.
There are 7 squads, but only 16 players. This is kind of nuts right now. Another swap here. This time it's the Unchained Animals into the outpost as they put down the Abyssal Breaker and get back up from IDK. What the hell? They somehow survive it, but they gotta be careful because Kaizara has been split. They don't have Strike anymore. Now they have to go to the center of the circle. Well, Ori, they got pushed. They have the damage, but unfortunately for Aurora, they went into the outpost. What we see there was a dunk on the other side, and then the fight back into the storm against the 3 of IDK. Fluffy Fish trying to heal back up, but right into the Unchained Animals, but he tries to push them back and gets the Fin Bash over the wall, but they make sure there's no escape for Aurora.
And I like how fearless he played there. It was almost like a... It was like a 1v like 300. He's like, you know, in a Coliseum, but instead of fighting just one opponent, he's fighting the whole crowd. It felt like he just, you know, just kept showing face until the last, you know, sword was stabbed into his back. That was the end of him.
Now 6 squads remaining. Another crown at play. 15 seconds for the Ori. Only has to survive a little bit longer. Having that jet stream does give you a little bit of safety, but Clarny trying to make that difficult. Nice dodge, tries to go for the blink away, the Fusillade, but with the timer down, the crown procs. They've got to survive because now on mainland, too many surround them. It's going to be IDK against the rest. They found one, picked out, and then snaps back to survive. While Unchained Animals have to deal with what the hell they've been dealing with them for some time. But Grabby Squid has helped the Unchained Animals escape for now to grab a crown, but with no health on a Courageous, they have to use the chilling finale from Mr. Ice-T in order to buy some time, get themselves some relief as they have to now position around the other 5 teams.
Yep, and it feels like the, you know, the macro that we would typically expect in terms of people's reservedness. Never mind, it looks like a Hoodis and 29ers are going straight at it. Hoodis on less than half HP. Kazaro trying to do as much as he can on that Shrike, but always in an invulnerable state. Pop the stasis. He's always missed out of Air Blaster as well, maybe. Can he get out of this one?
Oh! One more hit onto Hoodis. He put him in the storm. Needs a stomp on the whip because if they can get that, they're back in the game. IDK have got what the hell, stealing away the souls, the pulls, back, dragging in Courageous, but surviving, tanky enough to get out of the damage that could have been there from IDK. But you still have to be cautious right behind you. The 29ers, they have position, they put down the jump pad while a fight up in the north. FFD fighting against Rat the pull, trying to drag him over the abyss, looking for the slam, not going to be able to connect that while the 29ers jumping over with the jump pad. Same with the UA, they're in a pursuit of 29ers, frozen territory up north, looking for the chilling finale, but right into the storm to delete Dracos and FFD, while 29ers dealing with the Rat double pull on each side. The arm wrestling competition between these two. One of them has to give. The Fusillade destroying 29ers. Cookies getting the hell out of there. And then right back on top of the Ori. While Ori tries to protect the Oath. Grabby Squid going way too far into the storm. The Cookies make sure to take down Baruch. The slam back onto the Ori. Dragging him back into the fight while he tried to snap to save his team. But unfortunately, too many surrounded his position.
Oh, and if he just left the Wisp, I think he might have been okay. If he just tried to play for his life, that, you know, because he had an Orb of Life, right? He was about to get the res off. Oh, yeah, maybe a slight misplay in that regard, but nice play either way from all teams there. Now Adamok is in possession of a Rewind. Cookie's in possession of the Dragon Breath rounds. They've stacked up so much strength, it feels.
It does. It really does. IDK right now looking really good, but same with Rat. It's hard to say which team is the stronger of the 3. UA, they're getting their revive, so they will be fully squatted up, and unfortunately going up against 2 Titanic squads right now that have so much gear while they They're holding on to the scraps they've been able to get throughout the game.
Yep. So yeah, UA are definitely on the underhand in comparison to these two teams. Armors are looking really spicy, or healthy, should I say, for Rat, and then obviously the Dragon Breath rounds and the Rewind. But for IDK, they also have 2 red perks on each member and good armors as well. So it's relatively even, I would argue, depending on how much perk how much value these perks can give the teams. Depending on the fight scenario, let's see how it unfolds.
It's really going to be about how they position it, and honestly, I think UA the wild card in this one, because as we mentioned, they are the team on the back foot, but that is why neither of these two squads are focused onto them. UA, if they intervene, it's not necessarily to win the game unless they can pull off the ultimate miracle. It is more to make sure they eliminate one squad and they can get top 2.
Exactly. And Circle Pull is obviously favoring IDK as well, so that's going to make things a bit more interesting as well. They can just hold their ground infinitely, maybe even put up some walls if they have spare walls or anything like that, just to make things a bit more difficult to play in. And obviously we do see Tom as well. Maybe he's going to try Spicy Hook at some point once that circle does start to close in, which it is starting to do now very, very slowly. We are seeing Cookies maybe looking to poke down IDK in the hook attempt. Never mind. Rat!
What a hook! Catching IDK, Tom kick down, Corny down Fierce a lot as well. They get rid of Kingpin and IDK, who held the high ground. Now forced to pick up a crown. UA see this as the time to strike. They know what team is weakened. They put down the Abyssal Breaker, but Rat, they jump over as well. 1:20 on the clock. Corny locked down for too long with a slug wave. They take him down, leaves only Alandos above everybody, and from the heavens he's got to descend, but that means that UA are in the fight against Rat. Orlandos was able to get away. Spin dash right through UA. They don't got the shields. They don't got the armor. That's why they need the chilling finale to lock down Rat. It's only going to be one that they're able to get the lockdown onto. There's only Adamark who can heal back up, and UA, even if they survive, the pull, dragging them back in, says no way out of this one. Unchained Animals, they locked them down to the wall. They look for Mr. Ice-T, and they've got him. Well, Courageous gonna be the last one from UA. Same with Orlando's. Which one will fall first? Orlando's gonna be the one that's attacked. An easier target, Carbine out of there. With UA, the last one remaining, holding on to that crown. Courageous. There's not much more you can hope for, because Rat win the game.
Oh my god, what an insane endgame. That first hook by Rat was just insane, and we know that, well, it looked like Adamark was almost like Baroof there. We've seen 29ers have that similar combo where, a hook begins, starts off the fight, like, from Yui, and then there's instantly an Abyssal Breaker, and Rat just following suit, it feels. Yeah, it's so nicely done.
Whew. All right. What a game, though. Also, shout out to Fate Strikes, I see in chat.
The storm is closing.
He's like, I'm an enter, but bro, that swap with the chilling finale, chef's kiss. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. All right, so the next one is going to be Bullet Trains. Let's get that one on the way.
Bullet Train's the best one.
Let's do it. Oh, I need to make sure that this is turned off, actually, so it's going to be
Oh,
normal.
yeah.
We
don't
sure
know.
not everything's there. Yep, quick sanity check. Looks like we're good.
Whew. But yeah, not bad. Good first game. Very good first game for us. Maybe
Another mission. Good.
Just going to quickly update the scores on my little GUI 1 second. Let's Rat.
First game, 30 minutes late. Nah, we're getting into game 2 already, OC. We're getting into game 2 here. So first game, yeah. First game was won by Rat. Now game 2 here. We're going on to Bullet Trains. Whew. So should be fixed. I'm hoping that another one of the hot fixes we get is them fixing the coordinates. Well, I've said I don't mind an Abyss final ending. It's fine once in a while, but it should be a rarity. The fact that it's all the time, I get why all the players don't want that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Whew. What did you think of that first game?
That was the macro felt a little bit looser in respect to the souls. Yes. I feel like that felt really weird, but I can understand why potentially. And there was teams just fighting over scraps of mobs in Ionokas. We saw so many fights transpiring over there. Oh man, it was insane. And obviously we did see Ash obviously trying to get those relic buys in, and they were just held up by UA. We saw that not too long ago on that outpost. And the problem is obviously you're in a vulnerable state if you stand in the center of the what's it called, of the armor repair zone. I can't remember what it's called anymore. Is it the fortress
The
or
outpost?
outpost? Yeah,
The outpost.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
Outposts, or forge. I
Forge,
still
that's the
kind
one.
of call it the
Forge.
forge every once in a while because that's what it was called.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
I go back and forth.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So
I get you.
yeah,
All right, game 2. It is my favorite bullet trains that we'll have for ourselves in this one. And I will say there is an interesting meta that is starting to rear up, at least when it comes to item builds. I noticed it yesterday. I was talking about how Grabby the Squid was already kind of a big one regardless. You remember how important the grappling hook was previously.
yeah, of course, yeah.
But Grabby it feels like has become the most important item for teams that at least have one of. Like,
Yep.
if you don't have one of them, then it's like you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage of not being able to do nearly enough, which I feel like is funny because no other item do I feel like is that prevalent, that important. I think if an item is going to be the most important one, it should be something like that, but it might become one of those things that's a little bit too much, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, 100%. So, so it used to be before. I'm not sure if you knew about this, but there was like essentially biome related drops for all of the for all the items,
I
right?
remember.
Yeah, which is obviously so the grind used to have the squid or the grappling hook, and obviously now it's been decentralized. So a lot of teams don't have to fight over the grind anymore. They can just go for their own typical farming patterns that would just typically maximize income. Which in this case is always going to be Cold Fang, which is why we kind of see 3OP have kind of rotated down to the Cold Fang drop now. As opposed to doing grind. I mean, that's just my speculation. I could probably need to ask Aiden for confirmation on that one, but yeah.
I feel like it's the two for me. It's Cold Fang and it's Dawn Caps. We saw Dawn Caps a lot too before. I feel like that's something that kind of gets overlooked and that people realize there is some really good loot opportunities up here.
Yeah.
And so when you end up seeing teams like, okay, you can go Cold Fang or you can go for Dawn Caps. And right here, two teams at Dawn Caps, TSM and Rat. Unfortunately for Rat, not able to climb up that wall quite so easily. Little Meat trying to get some attention and playing well around Meki Mech, dodging everything and then getting out.
Oh, you did see the nice preemptive predictive hook there. Just slightly mistimed it. If he got it, it would have been absolutely that would have been a clipper for the days, man.
It would have been, but if Little Meep had fallen for that as a Kingpin player, I would have been more mad at Little Meep.
Yeah, of
you
course.
should expect that kind of play. And right here, trying to blow up the Sky Shark before Rat can get on top of him. The overheat from your glide. Gotta be careful, you're on fire, but Meki Mech's close to the fire as well. But does seem they're chasing him down with a Sky Shark.
Look at the drive-by.
Attack lands. Finally gets that drive-by.
Oh my god. We are seeing about three teams converging down now on the grind. I wonder if they're going to have any interactions with each other. I guess IDK kind of rotated all the way around. They got a couple of the chests from Cold Fang. They rotated all the way around, it seems. They're getting their bison from that relic shop. Should be good.
I have to ask. So WC, they can't be washed cookies anymore because they don't have cookies on the team. Can we just agree to call them Water Closet from now on?
If you'd like to, sure.
And Luca can get mad at me later for that one. It's a nice grabby squid from Theo. Gets a lot of damage on the Monster. They're trying to heal up and jump over, but they've got to be careful. They're still in this fight. And guess what? The Battle Buddy on the position. They've got the stun, and goodbye, Monster.
Another one.
Goodbye, Malwick. And looking at Crouch, say goodbye to Kitten Carnage. They are heating up, but it might be IDK that gets the claim on that victory.
I reckon Luca was screaming, "Let me have the third one! Let me have the third one!" And then unfortunately he got given to another team. Wait, in fact, I don't think the fight is stopping there. It looks like just in zone. Oh, Orlando's takes on Aiden. So oh, it's going to be a bit troublesome, but there are still reses, relatively abundant, so it's not too bad.
Right. It was, I think for WC, they're looking at maybe fighting against IDK, while IDK, they're just looting up, taking advantage of the fight, knowing they're stronger than WC, so they can get all that early storm. They're not really going to lose too much either. So now they get all that gear, they get back into the circle, they're at Prisma Falls, they can continue to hunt WC if they want to, or they can just farm up. It's now into night one while TSM fighting against Unchained Animals. Broken shield, no more bright shield, and no more bright light.
He got
and a
reset.
nice dunk though, regardless. To Blink at least taking one down to the grave.
Yep, and we are seeing Lance, instantly maneuver down towards the hot, so he's going to get all members back, so that's not going to be too much of an issue. Meanwhile, we're looking at IDK. Oh, a spike at the last said not onto Aiden. But the wind rings are not too far away as long as he doesn't get shot by the overkill rounds. It looks like it's going to be able to evade those.
And that's kind of what I was fearing right there for WC, is that no matter where they go, they had IDK right behind them, the Sky Shark to blow. Shockwave does not connect onto anybody, but Stormbreakers, who had a difficult game one, want to take their anger out on the team that won game one. But Meki Mek with a nice pull to start off the fight. Now they're pushed over to the Abyss. Meki Mek trying to heal back up and trying to make sure they can go for the revive, but they got punched into the wall with the blast off. Not going to be able to connect. They're getting a lot of damage on Meki Mek, and he is away from the fight. Trying to heal up, but here is the explosion. The Shockwave sending away Radaz. It's going to be the claim kill onto Cookies.
Yep, it's just it's so nice to see how SB kind of reinforce each other. It feels like they've almost taken a page out of Shy's book in respect to how like Hachi would peel for Sprokane when he's on Saros. You kind of see a similar kind of pattern emerging with their playstyle, I feel. Especially with, it's like Gecko protects Shin, and then Deprek will punch to save Gecko and Shin, almost. It seems to be, kind of a common pattern I've seen a couple of times.
But right now, GSM, they're not in the best spot up against IDK, even if they sent the nuke at their way. They're getting chased off by just 2. No Tom Kick. He was down south farming up, so we're already seeing the power discrepancies between a lot of these teams. The teams at the top of the top, like IDK, or the teams kind of at the bottom, WC being one of those. Even if they wanted to contest some of the camps from Stormbreakers and Ion Acres, they're a little bit too far behind.
Yep, and you're looking at AUR dancing. Oh, Greninja sends in with the ulti. The Nukerite salvo is getting the mega damage in, it looks like, along with the rest of the members. And now Cookie's in big danger, trying to take the wind tunnels if possible. Dagger still to the right side. Can he make it out? Is the question. The slug. Oh, the squid, I meant.
No, Jet Stream, not enough for Cookies. Nice try from Rat, but only Meki Mek will make it out alive. It was a good, valiant attempt. But now we go back to the teams at the top. Lots of gold for Team Ash 29ers. Now realizing that's not the fate they want with the Scrabby Squid helping to get the stomp on a little Meep. And then look to see what more they want. It's gonna be Lancelot fighting against Baruch. Even if he's down the armor, but he's gotta be careful when he's outnumbered and outgunned as he falls down to the Abyss, leaving only Blink to get an immediate respawn. Look for round 2 or get out of there and let Ash fight up against the 29ers, crashing onto Baruch, forcing him back onto land. The mana coils might be their land for now, but yes, sir, is looking for the flank onto them, sending them to regroup and get through the maze. This labyrinth is not going to be their place to stay.
Yep, and it looks like on the top right hand side, another fight is transpiring. It looks like, Fuse already popped by Aiden. And oh my god, Luke has to go take the wind tunnels. Oh, a spike there as well. You get completely outed. 11th place, FFD. They're bruised, but they're going to make it out of this one.
Meteor Beast has landed.
WC coming out of nowhere to RKOUA. Well done to them, and then down into the Chaos Steps. What the hell? Already losing purple, but they gotta be careful. They can't lose their lives here. This is just Kaizaro looking for the headshots to land, but you are alone. Shrike, the sniper, dealing with them on top of your position. Nice air blast away, but they continue to hunt you down. You need to land these shots true before you die. One last tick, and there's what the hell gone.
And just circling back again. Oh, another spike attempt there onto Tom Kick, and Fluffy also tried it as well. Tom Kick on relatively high in the burners now. Sebi as well. And Fluffy, can he get the spike? Oh, everyone is going to survive in this scenario, it seems. One little misstep, one little misclick on that spacebar. Oh, and he gets the dunk with the squid.
From Tom, taking him down. He's got to escape, but finally, IDK will lose their life. But at least Tom is able to make it look good on the way out.
Yep, and we are looking at auto repair again. WC fighting over this one. Got it to half HP already on the final stage. A nuke is dropped. That might seal the deal. Maybe WC can't get this unless Dio can hook it back. Oh, it's a little bit of HP. Oh, WC got it right at the end.
Got it. Dio barely was able to get it with that last auto to secure control. So 29ers now running away as I have to reset my thing again. Is starting to lag a little bit. So
not an issue, not an issue. We're looking at Resonating Idol and a Stasis. Arno's just turned it over to an Air Blaster for Lance. And I find it really interesting that Kazaru was actually popping Stasis, maybe just for survivability, but also for an extra bit of mana, because maybe he was really low on mana. I'm not sure if he had the chance to dash away. We are seeing an Air Blaster from Lance to try and get a bit of extra ability to escape. Looks like he's done it.
Okay, he has made it back to Mana Coils. And now Ash in the middle of the two teams. They can't go down south to Mana Coils because TSM are already there. They could try to brute force it, but it would be difficult. That's why they're going for the long route around. But Rat are already on the respawn beacon, trying to rat onto any team that might attempt a respawn, not realizing the team that's nearby is a very strong team, and they've spotted them out with the rain of arrows. They know they're on the collapsing bridge. They body block. It's going to be an abyssal breaker under the collapsing bridge. And the sandwich from TSM. Steady the momentum is as they look for Rat, who are barely alive. Cookies trying to outplay them. Then eventually he'll fall. Ash taking the credit. And now TSM have to deal with Ash, who have taken control of the mana coils away from them.
Yep, and as we get to about like 8 to 6 squads, you know, the game starts to slow down and become a lot more methodical, I feel. You know, apart from that bush camp, which was just narrowly avoided, you know, there was a good bush checking happening. Ash, with an extra bit of momentum on the squid, off from Yasser, tries to get Blink. Oh, he does!
No! Blink taking him down, and then Lancelot slamming back Ash and making sure they are the team in control of mana coils.
Yep, and I'm just going to have a quick flick over on the north side and see how things are, you know, kind of evolving here. Looks like 29 are looking for some mob resets whenever available. Day 4. We've seen, you know, as you mentioned before, you know, it's an abundance of squids everywhere from pretty much every team, it feels like, and Essence Reapers, of course.
You know what they say, what you call it, squid in Japanese, right?
Go on, tell me what it is.
Ika. It's just Ika.
Ika, okay.
Ika. And so we got a lot of Ika. As someone who worked in a sushi bar, I'll say squid, very chewy, but if it's prepared well, very tasty.
Dude, you've had an insane diversity in respect to your jobs, man. It's so insane, dude.
I have had quite the life already. As we see a nice grabby the squid from Adamar over to the Winter Eats with their snipe from Yes Sir with that Veridith Wrath. Make sure they take down the tanky player. But up in the north, Dracos has fallen. Bullet Trains black down the tracks right past. While 29 try to collapse onto FFD, splitting up the fight and then getting the help coming in from Stormbreakers. Fate strikes, he swaps away, leaving the team out. Fuzu is gone. 29ers now jump onto the Stormbreakers, who barely get back to land down in Chaos Depths.
Yep, and we just saw Dunk there right on the kill feed, so Sprokade taking down Lil Meep, and I also saw Dreadstar on Depthbreak, so that might be interesting for some of those later fights. Meki Mek and Yasser with a little mini face-off. Oh, is he going to get it? Oh, he does narrowly avoid getting spiked there. Sprokade is now on burners. Can't really play too much. Ash narrowly misses his own squid, so he can't really catch up to Meki Mek. And he's going to have to, you know, find some sort of evasive maneuver to continue, you know, avoiding damage from Ash. But chances might running slim. Can he mantle? Get the dunk? Oh, nice stasis.
Able to get it. Nice stasis. Perfectly timed. And then Sprokane back on Kingpin with grabbing the squid, but missing the pull. Aurora come into the fight as well. They decide they want to help out Rat. Meki Mek will get away because Aurora are now looking to stare down Ash while we go back north. 29ers, they have control of Immortius, and they're going to be more than happy gaining that objective.
Yep, and we saw a nice predictive hook there from you. I'm not sure what that one's about. That mob is staying pretty stationary, but we are looking at just Blink last alive. Try to stop onto the train, but can't get it. Look, almost looking decent. Meki Mek also just a straggler left alone.
Another grabby. Meki has been alone for some time. So many teams chasing down Rat, our first place team, now out at 7th place, 6 remaining. I was going to make a joke too. We've been doing everything to try to make sure that our circles aren't just over Abyss. And yet, even with bullet trains, we're mostly over Abyss with this one. Look at how much land is lacking right there below Fate Strikes.
Yep. Maybe you can argue from the devs, even if it's unintentional, it's kind of like a balancing mechanism. Let's say Celeste or Bieber was underpowered. You know, this does provide them with an extra bit of utility that is, you know, going to generate continuous value in these end circles. 2 seconds left. Fate Strikes is going to pop that crown. We got looking at Fluffy trying to grab a last little smidgen of XP from that jellyfish right before FFD just get that respawn.
But they're still in an awkward spot regardless. Looking at it where Aurora are, even seeing that Ash over in the west, kind of keeping them on their created islands and always threatened. Grabby squids, pulls from Kingpins, then the fight here from Stormbreakers up against Blink, pushing them over land and into the Abyss as well, even making it hard for him to get back onto that land because FFD, they took advantage of some of the fighting happening, and then the train going down the tracks will scare off any teams from trying to jump onto that.
Yep. And it looks like he's found another bush to chill in, while another fight transpires. A Fluffy Fist. He gets a massive ult with the Singularity.
That's a lot of damage with the salvo. They blow up the tank, but it's going to be Greninja trying to see if they can get retribution for the team. And then Ash, out of nowhere, they collapse. They've taken down one. Drake Draco's the next target. Blink, he's shown up, but Draco survives with fate strikes. A little bit too late. Now that the train has passed by, Ash, they decide which one they want to focus on more. Do they want to go for Aurora or go for TSM? Well, 29ers still in the stare down against the Stormbreakers in Ion Acres. Anomaly back to safety. Nobody wanting to start it off just yet.
Yep, and the nuke has been dropped to provide 29 with as much space as possible. One bonfire's already been destroyed as well. Looks like SB have managed to keep theirs amidst this chaos. And, you know, one squid is just going to start the whole fight, as we've seen many times before. Nothing new under the sun, it feels like. Oh, a hook! He gets it!
Dracos. Oh, goodbye, Dracos. You tried. Nice chilling finale, but there's only so much you can do. Now Fate Strikes again. Left with the crown to try to survive. Meredith's Fury trying to get the damage to heat up Fate Strikes. They put the fire underneath them, and he's got to get something. Aurora know that he is in danger with an emergency platform. The swamp not going to save him because Aurora stole away the kill. The 29ers, they decided to go down south instead of staying in Ion Acres. So they're going to fight against Aurora, getting a lot of damage back onto them. Fuselage pop, the pull, drag back in one. They're going to be able to get the kill.
Oh my God.
They slam down the hammer onto Greninja, leaving Sebi and Mr. Fluffy Fish. But the spike that's picked up by Yes Sir take him down only to one. Aurora had that last player left. TSM, same one up north with Blink. Somebody has got to find a crown. Somebody has got to find a play, because you have 3 teams that are fully squatted up, but 2 that remain with 1.
Yep, and I'm going to be surprised if Blink manages to get away with this one. He found an organic crown just, you know, sitting there on the map, manages to pick it up. And now he's got a chance to bring back, you know, his other 2 teammates. So let's see if that is going to be the case. As we see, Sebi has to squid onto some mountains there to kind of avoid the wrath of 29. We are looking at Shin kind of being a temporary CCTV camera, just, you know, an outpost, just looking at seeing what's going on the right side, trying to gather some information before the next big fight's about to erupt.
Sebi picking up a broken down Sky Shark. Wanted to crash that into the game. Maybe was hoping to be able to get the shockwave to push someone over the abyss, but instead is going to look for the crown. Down to 8, 7, 6, 5 seconds left. Who's going to get it? They pop the fuselage with a broken shield, and the slam for the hammer. Can he get it? They steal it away. Aurora are back in the game, and now they're going to survive because Stormbreakers are already there, getting the damage on them. Then Ash with Sprocane in it. 29ers coming in from the south, trying to get the damage. Pole not going to be able to connect. The 29ers are going to focus their attention on Ash, getting a little bit of damage onto them. They got to be careful. So many teams still left. Everyone surrounding the position, but it's going to be the fall back. Everyone waiting once more to strike.
Oh, we are seeing a pad being dropped by SP to try and get into zone, and we're going to see which kind of direction they're going to take. They're going to go right into the train tracks, onto 29's face. A fuselage popped by Ori, and now a Bristle Breaker hook back. Is it going down to the train? Oh!
Somehow, nobody gets killed by the train, but now Stormbreakers are in the position 29ers held. Then Aurora, as they've been barely healing themselves back up, they try to see if they can take some land away. 29ers are forced into the abyss as Ash chased them over nothing. They want to find spikes, but they're not confident enough to go that crazy against 29ers.
Yep, and AWR looking, you know, very unhealthy on the armors, so they're going to be potentially prime targets for one of these 4 remaining teams, or 3 remaining teams, I guess, shall I say. SP obviously, no, they're still full 3-man. They're just chilling on the south side for that next circle. Maybe they've popped the profits. They already know what's going on.
Trying to wait it out, Aurora. Going south. They scouted out the bush, but they take a lot of damage despite it. Fluffy Fish is out of there as they have to go back down the center. Greninja down to 50% now over the abyss. Well, they've left Sebi on the tracks. The train will come down, and he has to hop aboard to try to hope that they can get the respawn of it immediately. He's forced off by Ash. While 29ers hunt Greninja. Slam. They've got a crown from Sebi. Sebi, not again. There's no way you can get 2 crowns procced in one game. Not when it matters the most, because you need to survive. You're overheating. You've got the bush, and you've got the chest that you can stand on. Gives you a little bit more time. Grabby going wide. Well, yes, sir. Tries to chase him over the abyss, but hasn't been able to get on top of him just yet. So close, but no cigar. And with him about to overheat yet again, Sebi, I don't know what you can do here besides have the miraculous pull from Grabby and from the abyssal grab.
Oh, and now he's sending in with the Fury. Oh, he gets it right in the end. That is AWR out 4th place, and that provides, you know, the majority of teams with a bit more space. A nuke is dropped by SB to kind of force 29 in split ways. Ori now and in a bit of trouble potentially. Okay, Shin's defensive attack has already used Step Break, maybe sending in with a punch. Knocks Yui into the zone temporarily. They found the island again. Nice displacement charge, and a nuke is returned as well this time onto SB. Wow. And Ash, I'm looking for free pickings. Hook. Oh, narrowly misses.
So many nukes are getting launched right now. It's kind of crazy to just see all these nukes go both ways and how teams are trying to play about that, because Ash still up the north, and the circle is going back up north, not continuing to where we thought it would be before.
Yep, and hopefully SB can get another pad or something along those lines if they need another clean line of play, kind of play up against Ash, because going around is going to be quite troublesome because 29 are going to be poking from this angle, maybe have the same kind of idea as well. They've got the idea, you know, they've got this island that they can play on temporarily, but as you mentioned, when that circle closes, you know, that's no longer going to be a viable option. So
I'm worried right now for Ash because even if they have the circle at the moment, they've got great armor, but being on the tracks and looking at how they have to wait for the circle to move up north with the train,
Storm tightening.
if SB and 29ers play this one wisely, they can both attack simultaneously and really disrupt Ash. And Nuke is going to keep the Stormbreakers in this corridor.
the barrage.
But they are getting barraged by nukes. If they had been sent simultaneously, they'd be in more danger. But
Yeah,
thankfully
yeah.
for them, they weren't coordinated. Two different teams sending them their way. So they'll be able to be perfectly fine. They've got jump pads put down. They send their own nuke. And another one, too. Now is the time to strike. They've got no land beneath them. Slamming down. Abyssal Breaker. Now the 29ers on to Sprocane. And this is why I was worried for Ash. Where can they go? The nukes are launched. It's going to be an explosion. And they do get it. Ash, no fucking way. Was able to find it with the hammer. They survived. They pushed back the 29ers. Stormbreakers now have to fight in this battle. They got to keep themselves on the track. The train goes past, but it's going to be the 29ers that suffer. They lose Cat Girl Cafe Manager. They lose this game off the back of the heroics.
Oh
of
my
Ash,
God.
Stormbreakers and Ash, the last two.
It was looking a little bit washy there from nearly every team, and somehow SB and Ash are now the last two members. Ash sends in with a massive Abyssal Breaker. Gekko's blocked the majority of it, you know, avoids being hooked. Sends in with his own Abyssal Breaker. These ones also pop. Anti-heal on everyone. The punch misses by Deborah. Stays is popped. Oh!
They push back, but the train takes down Gekko. And this could be the time for Ash. It's just Sarah. He's the last one. No, Sprocane taken down. Almost were they able to battle that one back, but the Stormbreakers will win.
Oh my God, what an insane endgame. Ash was the MVP there. I don't care if there's, you know, we still got 4 more games left of insane, you know, chaos. But there's no way that last play with the crown can be topped there. I don't believe
They
it.
should have lost.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Train. Get two more at the end. But there's no way they should have gotten
Warning.
second place
Storm
in that
closing.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely amazing from Ash.
Oh my God. I think we both need to catch our breath there for a small amount of time there. Oh my God, that was crazy.
Let me go turn my AC on really quick.
Yeah,
before
do
you
that,
jump
do
back in.
that.
Hold on.
So it's cross with nothing.
Not all deaths are endings.
There we go. I did it.
Select your hunter.
Another mission.
Stop sweating so much.
Yeah,
Exciting
dude.
of games here, I tell you.
I mean, I really want to see actually how, like, for example, Asia, you know, and I think NA are starting to get some scrims going. From what I saw, this
They should have some today. I was talking to them. They weren't sure if they were going to, but I was like, hey guys, you know, if you have them, I'll cast. They're like, oh, okay. There we go. That last game definitely got me sweating pretty good.
Yeah, it's just when the crown pops on, like you do not expect that to happen, man. Oh my God.
Not one bit. Not one bit. And Kirby, how were the vibes this scrim set? Pretty good. Pretty good. We've been having quite some wild ones, haven't we, Samiri?
100%, dude.
Oh. Bye. Definitely needed to take a quick break because these games, 2 games already, that exciting, that much going on. We definitely needed a bit of a reprieve.
Yep. And hopefully we have enough time. You know, we're going to get pounded by 4 more games of intense action. So hopefully we've got the stamina, the fortitude for it. Be able to straight away.
You know me.
Yeah.
You know me. I can go all day if I need to, baby.
Let's go,
I love
dude.
Supervive. I will cast. I was even feeling not the greatest today, not gonna lie. I'm still pretty battered up, pretty tired, pretty bruised. Like, no, there's no way I'm not casting Supervive on the few days that I'm able to. I will force myself through thick and thin to make sure that I'm always here.
And it's one of those things, once you start casting, you know, you just found some newfound energy, right? You know, somewhere stored in your body. It's in the fat reserves, you know, they're being melted away now.
Exactly. Alrighty. But let's talk about this game. Talk about how exciting these games have already been. A lot of early fighting, but not the normal ways that we've seen in the past, right, Samiri? Where it's like some early skirmishes, but people get away. We've been seeing that they have been far more committed to actually trying to chase down full team eliminations.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Because of the reses, I think it's also, you know, adding that extra bit of, you know, we need to kind of secure the kill, or these guys are going to be back in 6 seconds, and it's just the same fight again. And we are looking at, oh, look at the last second with the mantle, going to get the dunk. Oh,
and they got the dunk. So now they steal away gold armor for free. Give that over to you, sir. This is exactly what we were talking about. The problem that you have in the early game. You fight, you might survive. The Ori's out of there with the Sky Shark. Has a respawn beacon. Should be able to get that, but they have got to get out of Cold Fang Keep, because that's the other problem, is having the respawn sickness. Means that you have to get away from these early fights, because you are going to die pretty much immediately upon revival.
Yep, and Cookies is completely immolated, it seems. Crouches and trying to get that, you know, ever important last hit while he's in burning state. Oh, unfortunately, it's not enough for Cookies. That's the end of him for now. That is definitely a burn cookie, not, you know, suitable for consumption. It feels. Oof.
Hey, every cookie is a consumable cookie if you try hard enough, in my opinion. Right? I'm just getting a little bit of lag again, so I don't know why the Discord today is being bad again. Like yesterday, when we did the individual call, it was perfectly fine. Today, I don't know what's going on.
It's always almost like RNG. It feels like how the servers want to play up or something along those lines. I'm not too sure. Super
So I
unfortunate.
have found that the easier thing is if I just stop watching the stream and rewatch it, it'll fix it.
Okay, yeah. Give that a shot.
So it fixes it pretty quickly, which
Great
is nice.
stuff.
So I'm already back in, and we already can see how teams are moving around and talk about a northern circle. But we are playing with cross-country storms. I know players might look at this immediately and be like, oh, it's going to be over Abyss. It's like, well, it could, but it's cross-country. So even if it does go there, it will move very quickly away from being over the Abyss. But we don't want to miss this. We see a fight between the Stormbreakers and Unchained Animals, already getting a lot of damage onto Mr. Ice-T. He's been able to get back towards the boat while the Stormbreakers decide to relent, instead going to the outpost. They need those relics. They want a far stronger fight earlier and later.
Yep, and we're only seeing Deathbreak with one relic buy as well, as opposed to a UA with basically 2
gold,
on each. Yeah, exactly. How many teams are in zone then?
They were kind of in a bad spot, trying to farm up the remnants of Vane Grove that were already taken beforehand. I've seen other teams that are kind of getting themselves out of the storm and into the circle that's going to be way up in Imhotep. Kind of an interesting circle to see. Have us venture into Imhotep, talk about a lot of Abyss as well. With how the map has been spread out a bit more, it allows for a lot of these kind of crazy plays. But right here, Kitten Carnage.
Tom, he's got the body language. If someone's pressing crouch in this scenario, he knows they're there. There's no way.
Oh, yeah. He knows.
There we go.
He's like, come on, play towards me. Nice dodge, trying to get away, but the Missile Breaker getting a lot of damage on him, but the rest of the team did not want to back him up. Clarny did not even want to wait for the Sky Shark for him to hop aboard. Yeah,
if he was just waving that red flag consistently, you know, they did take the bait eventually, and now Fluffy's in a big trouble, it seems like. He's got Squid there, maybe he can evade this one. Wind Tunnels also provided him with an extra bit of movement utility to get out of here.
Is it taking the bait if you actually succeed? So it's like, you see the mousetrap, you see the cheese, but instead of actually getting snapped by the trap, you just got the cheese and got away. That's a free meal.
I mean, maybe. You could argue it is. Didn't pay his life for it, so yeah, I guess you're right.
Exactly. As we see more teams losing a player here and there. Down south, quite big fight happening between Ash 29ers and I believe Rat. Oh, 29ers are out!
Yep. I mean, they were double sold. They had the car, but I think there was just 2 teams, maybe 3 even potentially sandwiching them out. It was really, really difficult for them to evade that continuous torture they had since the early game once Yui died and they lost the armors. It was probably quite a hard road to recovery.
Exactly. It was the poverty run, trying to get out of Cold Fang through the desert, up into Wellspring, and now looking over in the Vane Grove. One of our bosses being fought over. Stormbreaker's nice dodge away is Aurora on the northern part, kind of waiting it out. Sebi's looking for a pull. Nice! Blink in with the anomaly, trying to get the punch onto them and forcing away Aurora from the boss. While the train might pass, Stormbreakers.
Oh, no way!
Gecko! Gecko, no! Gecko, why? You just destroyed your team for it! You had it! It was all yours!
Oh, and that's one of the reasons why we need to continue doing exercise, guys, man. We got to, you know, curb the obesity epidemic. Gecko was just a bit too wide there.
Down. Exactly. Poor Oath. Just a little bit too big, but at least the Stormbreakers are back up inside of Kobayashi's. Not going to be threatened. Some well-deserved clown emotes. I'm almost getting blasted into the core, but it jumped up enough. So didn't quite get blasted into the core.
Yep.
Funny stuff to see.
Oh my god, and I'm just checking it. It seems like Yasel definitely likes to go stasis with this specific build on Myth, which is really cool to see. I'm not really sure about...
Being one of our few Myth players, too, because so many players have, like, dropped Myth. But Yasser was always an insanely good Myth.
Oh,
even
100%.
At the peak of her prevalence. So the fact that he's kind of got this new build that he feels very confident with this Hunter that he's had months upon months of practice with is so nice to see.
Exactly, yeah. And we are looking at Luca potentially applying a bit of aggression onto Fuzu. Misses the stun, unfortunately, and Aiden's just behind him, so he's got the reinforcement should he need them. FFD have decided to go onto the train tracks temporarily. We do see AUR as well, kind of all kind of convalescing potentially, or coalescing towards UA and Rat. Now it looks like Rat to get the Bison.
I will say we are seeing the infamous Abyss end right now. Going right over nothing here in the northern corner. But again, being that it is cross-country Storm, should expect it to move back to land, but Stormbreakers have to make sure they hold strong first against Kit and Carnage. Both of them are using the Fusillade. It's going to be Malik finding the first casualty, getting a lot of damage onto Stormbreakers and Deborek. He's forced back, but guess what? The Unchained Animals, they're there to make sure they can catch the retreating members of Stormbreakers, or they can look for Kit and Carnage with the Chilling Finale to lock down one. So much damage on top of him. Monster's gone. Malik's going to be the next one as they have to leave Crouch going over nothing out into the Abyss to survive. They've separated, sending them in two different directions, but Mr. Ice-T close by Malik has still got to be cautious. It's a shiv that you're battling against.
Yep, and we are seeing WC kind of chilling on the top side, in with the defensive dagger already, maybe looking to kind of fish for something potentially against AUR or Rat. Looks like that isn't the case, and a Rat are going to have, you know, they've got kind of domain control with the bonfire. Just below them we see Ash chilling with you know, really, really nice armors. Gecko as well. They've lost Shin, but there's still potentially some sort of res opportunity. Maybe there's a crown below. We are seeing Debrek on the E-plat as well. Crouch has forced him off, and hopefully Debrek can make it out of this one.
Depending on what his cooldowns are like, might be able to blast off back, kind of ride out the glider heat. But into the Shards of Fate, IDK have been playing a pretty slow game after losing Tom Kick earlier to the bait that came in from Kit and Carnage. Now TSM, another team that seems like they're struggling a little bit. You look at their items, you look at their armor, not in the best spot. Stormbreakers have been struggling for some time, trying to go for the dunk on Ash there with the Pistol Breaker. Rat might be able to help out Gecko, help out the animal, but instead Meki Mek missing the gravity. The squid, had that landed, probably would have been doomed for Stormbreakers. But Kit and Carnage are still in a bit of doom. Crouch almost taken down by Unchained Animals.
Yep, he is last alive as well, so I don't think he can even stick this res, because the UA are just going to keep applying pressure. Greninja finds Meep at the same time. There's going to be so many fights that continue in the Abyss. We are seeing a crown pickup with about roughly 1 minute left for WDH, and Adamok is potentially looking up, you know, just kind of gauging what's going on in respect to that crown.
But they better be careful. They don't got much fuel left, and we see a lot of crowns that are being picked up. Fuzu's got one of them. Pulled back in. No crown play, even with the emergency platform trying to save the day. Didn't have enough time. And now Lancelot, the Abyss specialist, Abyss-a-lot, for a reason. Can you find the dunks you need? But you're overheating. Well, Blink had to go in a separate direction. Kit and Carnage still have Crouch left. We see players that are holding on to these crowns. Purple, without that Sky Shark anymore, running out of fuel, are still sent over the Abyss. Purple loses his life? What happened there?
I think he just didn't glide.
He was Fate Strikes. Yeah, you just forgot to glide. You can glide now, man. You can glide. It's glider heat, not glider fuel.
I think he just didn't want to take the risk. If someone, you know, like a Saros came out with like an R&B or something, and it's one of those things where you always have that, you know, kind of, what's it called? In the back of your mind, you're thinking, oh, I might die here.
True. But what the hell? They all end up dying out over the Abyss as Grad just picked up a crown, getting a lot of damage onto Clarny. Orlando's now throwing his hat into the ring up against the last player of Kitten Carnage. Crouch trying to go on the outskirts of the circle. Since every team is going to have to go over the Abyss, one of the infamous Abyss spins right now as Aurora in the middle of a fight against WC. They've got a lot of damage on a Greninja. Could be the first casualty. With Krister gone, a nice pull. Might be able to save the day while Crouch is waiting, biding out their time, deciding who they want to take and when they want to strike. Not going to be able to grab the squid to land on a Sebi, but it's going to be instead of Crouch looking for Aiden, who's overheating, but then has to get away, realizing they're outnumbered and outgunned all the way back to the ledge, and only so much more time left. Even if you have the rings, not like you have land to play with.
Yep, and maybe he's just going to do the circle strat to keep his glider fuel down.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be the best outcome you can look for, but obviously that next circle is not going to have it. Super punch there.
He steals the Sky Shark. That's just GTA.
Legit GTA. Wow. And I hope he's not even drunk driving either. He's conserving the fuel as well.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful from Crouch right there. Punches him off, takes the car, and now keeps the glider fuel, the engine fuel, so that he can have the Sky Shark for longer, get the crown play. But we see the last little bits of land that IDK take away from TSM, forcing them into the rings.
Yep, and the teams that are typically best prepared have an E-plat or a bonfire already. You know, we can already see Ash. They've got the cars instead. They're just sitting on those whenever possible. And Rat have got a real house. So they starting to build the fortifications. And the SB, they're already dead. It's sitting in as well. No car fuel.
They come out of nowhere. They've revived and they've stolen away the platform. The base camp is theirs, but they still got to battle against the Stormbreakers. Separate pushes them off the land. They've got the damage, but now Crouch punching them back into the circle. Damage onto Shin, but they have no more crown, no more hope. Kitten Carnage have fallen.
Yep, and it's the most basic macro track that seems to be failed by most teams. The hook, Shin is down, Death Break with 1 HP. Oh, Meki.
Slam!
He dunks him. That is SB out. What are they out? 7th place. That's ludicrous. And I think Ash also lost the member. Yas is down too now. These cars are going to rapidly lose fuel as well. That's another thing to keep note of. Even if you're standing stationary in the driver's seat, it's going to use fuel. Adamok tries a little dunk there. The squid misses. And Ash is now, he's got the pickup. He's fine in this scenario.
But important here is because it's cross-country, despite it being over the Abyss for this circle, we will be going back to land. UA taken out by TSM up north. We see as the circle will, not slowly, it's quickly going to push us all the way back over to the frozen terrain here of Shards of Fate.
Yep. And it is 1 minute 10 for Meki, so he should be able to get cookies back, hopefully without issue. And that should make things hopefully a bit easier.
We'll kind of just have to watch as I don't think any teams really want to fight anymore, not when they don't have the E-plats anymore. They probably have run out of those by now with a lot of these fights. They've got the little bits of land from some of their fallen teammates that they can just stand on those little chests, wait it out, and here it is. Now that we have this very fast approaching storm, teams finally have land to play with.
Yep, and 30 seconds left. Who's going to get to the island first? Meki's on burners already. Had to use the squid. He's taking a lot of damage. Gets the dunk down last second. Ooh.
Slug wave. Getting a lot of damage on top of them. Chasing them out. Looking for the pull, but didn't go the way he thought. But still, 20 seconds. You've been able to survive for so long. Mech should be able to bring back up teammate and not lose out while TSM have to push into the Shards of Fate that's already controlled by WCB. Aiden throwing out the Fusillade, getting a lot of damage onto them, snapping back and looking for the bull with the gravity squid. Not going to be able to get it onto Blink. Blink just dashing right through him. Same with Little Meep, but Aiden does not make it too easily. They've already taken down the ghost, and with that little bit of land held on by TSM, we see as Ash, they do the same, but they are out of the circle, and this next circle for the cross country going to take us even further into the Shards of Fate.
Yep, so yeah, it was only Abyss for like maybe potentially one circle, and obviously we are getting those crazy movements now with it being cross country. 50 seconds left for AUR. They're going to get them back. They're super isolated on the south side. They can walk in with the zone, as it starts to move, when it does move. Rata back as a full 3-man as well. Cookies ideally needs to get some armor if possible somehow, but it's really limited with the amount of shops that are available left in these remaining circles. There's kind of that one that's already gone now, and these two, one being part of a bonfire as well.
Yeah, did you see that crown that's going to be in play? It's very far away.
Yeah,
Not easy for any team to get to, as Blink already trying to get onto the inner parts of the circle early. Lancelot giving up their life so that Blink has that opportunity. I don't know if they want to try to risk repairing the respawn beacon that's right there, even if they have enough gold for it either.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I just remembered as well, you can't even buy armors. I guess maybe you could do like a Prisma deposit and look for some armors if you wait long enough. That's going to make things even more troublesome.
That's risky.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, look.
risky.
I guess Cookies has found a green armor, so he's not too bad. It's like a little bit extra damage reduction, which is going to help in these last couple of fights as they continue to unravel.
But look at other players. Like, I'm looking at Aurora. No armor across the board. All of it is broken. They haven't even been able to get to a base camp to buy those armor repairs. Do they even have enough gold for it? Right there, it was the built-up respawn beacon. Blink built that one right there, brought the team back to life. Then we go up north and see that Yasser is already down. Aiden sending it with the Fusillade, pushing him out into the storm, getting a lot of damage with the broken bright shield. Ash is going to be the casualty, but a respawn beacon immediately being tackled. Sprokane tries to stick the landing, but he's already focused off of it. Cannot stay any longer. Wall, Rat, they come in from the west. They're trying to see if they can help out or if they can intervene on Ash's behalf to take down WC.
Yep, and they're always singing anywhere but here. RNG, where's it going to put Sprokane? Oh, he's on the right side, the crown pickup!
Oh, by the crown!
How convenient.
Wow. So lucky there for Sprokane. Perfect placement. Gets right past all the teams, can grab that crown. He's got a lot of abyss that he can play with around himself too. We see the nuke now launched at Rat.
Yep, that's the typical plays we've seen in 1.0. That's definitely been a part of the meta that, you know, if anyone sees a bonfire in that last end game, you know, it's always going to be, you know, just blown to smithereens by a nuke, so...
A lot of chonker cannons have been put down. WC trying to hold control of the respawn beacon while Sprokane does have a Sky Shark out over the abyss and saying, I dare anybody. But how long can you stay there with the glider fuel the way it is right now? Taking a couple shots, but still pretty threatening as a lone Kingpin.
Yep, and we're looking at the zone pulling down to the south side afterwards, so the rotation's going to be quite awkward because, you know, there's a lot of solid ground to play on. Oh, and another fight might be transpiring. A nice defensive hook at the last... Oh, never mind!
Oh, what a max range for it. Forces the fight from Aurora, but they are the ones that beat them. They take down Lancelot, and then WC Rat coming from the north, like the rats they are, looking for the fight, but they focus instead on the WC. Not enough attention that they can get. A pull, trying to save the life of Lancelot, but you can already see that Aurora weren't going to make that too easy. And then on the outskirts, Sprokane is waiting. 15 seconds left on the clock. Enough fuel left in the tank of that Sky Shark, but teams are descending like sharks towards the shark. They see the vulnerable prey, and he's got 5 seconds left. WC trying to get it with a nice grabby squid. 1 second.
Oh no, we can get it!
Not enough! He's gone, and then the fight down south. Aurora get defeated by Rat. Grabby grabs Mr. Fluffy Fish, eating them alive. Well, TSM, they picked up their own crown. They're hoping to see if they can punish Rat, but nobody will be punished just yet. It's only going to be TSM that fear life and danger themselves as they try to get away from WC.
Yep, and it's 1 minute left for the crown, and it looked like Cookies and Aiden having their own little mini exchange, but they're already backed. Cookies has also got the blue armor now, which is even better. Oh.
Yo, get
Mega raid.
68 ratings. Oh my goodness, thank you for coming in. You come in for a very hyped time as we are casting some Super 5. Right as the fight happens, Blink still holding onto the crown, but WC, they decide to go for Rat instead, getting a lot of damage. Broken shield, but still alive. Aurora up in the north. They're going to have to deal with TSM. They see the crown, but they don't want to go for the play onto TSM. They're going to let them escape. But it is only an escape for a moment as the teams reset. We are slowly going down towards Kobayashi's. What a cross country going through every part of the breach. It might be difficult to fight your way through town as the pull will miss Blink.
Yep, and TSM now have to make that, you know, dangerous cross the path.
Oh, grabby, Blink!
Oh
Blink, he finds the slammy, but they get slammed back themselves. Will WC enter into Kobayashi's onto the core? Both teams need to revive while Blink has grabbed onto the crown and wants to be able to blast him back into the core themselves. Or going to pull onto anybody. They're all playing with fire. Which one do they actually want to get? It's going to be Theo, the one. They've got the attention. He accidentally blasted, so it's going to be a trade of 1 for 1. Well, Rat have now entered into Kobayashi's, and it is looking dangerous. No pull to land. Both teams trying to stick, get the respawn. This first going to be Blink, but guess what? The guards still do not like you, Blink. Already taken down the moment he's respawned. Well, WC, they'll be able to get their own respawn as well. But then we see where the circle's going to take us. It's going to take us back up north, out of Kobayashi's. No longer any safety in town.
Oh my god, this is just endless craziness going on, and you know, along this narrow corridor, we have to see how these teams want to make it up to that next circle. As you just mentioned, WC are kind of chilling, and they found AUR again. So, oh my god, oh, a hook. Is it going to result in anything there? There are no guards here. Sometimes you do see teams trying something.
Oh no!
Anyway, but here is also popped by Adam.
Yeah, anywhere but here, and a
oh my god! So lucky.
Trying to see what they can get right now, how far they can get out of this one. It is going to be all the way up in the north. Aurora already on the island. Nobody fell right away. Then it's going to be a Little Meep looking like the first casualty. Rat punishing, then eliminating Lancelot and TSM.
And AWA have just been playing the super slow patient game. You know, they've had the zone control basically the whole time. They've been able to play super chill. WC is slowly walking up now. Almost are still looking super healthy. Same with Rat as well. Endless Reaper's stack's looking good too. Or Essence Reaper, should I say. Just need to see what happens in this kind of Mexican standoff. The bonfire's been placed. No hook connection either by Sebi.
Giving control to Rat though. Gold armor on their side, but it's going to be the simultaneous play with the pull onto Rat, trying to drag him out. You're going to get the slam onto Adamark because he's more focused on Aurora. Now Rat, despite the fact they have the base camp, they are now the team on the back foot. Looking like a difficult position for them to be in, and looking at where any crowns are, there's nothing to be seen. Yep,
it's going to be dire straits for at least a while, and maybe Econ's also low for Rat in this scenario. They do have enough, so that next black shop, if it arrives in 20 seconds and they can dance around it, I'm not sure if there's going to be enough space to dance around it because a lot of pressure is being exerted by WC. They're slowly, you know, continuously trying to wander up on AUR whenever possible to try and establish a bit of space. Oof.
But it is a very awkward standoff right now between the three teams. Rat really feels like they have to wait for either a respawn beacon to be glossed over by the circle or maybe even a miracle crown that they can pick up because they are on the back foot. They try to take down Aiden. They picked up a crown, they bought it. Had just enough gold, they grab it. Right
oh, so nicely done.
They're going to get the damage on Aiden and they're going to be able to bring back up the team. Adamark is there, but now it's going to be WC, the team on the run. The lucky for them. They have Luke going to be able to pull them. Then the ball on the other side from Aurora with the Pistol Breaker trying to see if it can separate the fight. But they have to fight simultaneously two sides. Everybody has to keep their attention split. They never can just stare down one opponent because always there's going to be a team at their back.
Yep, and what a kind donation by Riot. They just perfectly timed it. They knew that Aiden was going to go in, but it seemed like Cookies could just chunk him down, it seemed like, and they actually got the kill. So nicely timed. You know, I saw the money exchange between both members, so that Cookie just instantly buy that crown. It just felt so, you know, from my perspective, or maybe our perspective as spectators, it felt so premeditated, like just an expected outcome, and it just did happen.
Feels like these teams too, it's just they're playing so cautiously and it's so difficult for them with Cross Country Storm as the circle continues to get smaller and smaller. And look at this next one where it is pulling us right over an outpost. We're gonna have quite some tight corridors to play around, having lots of Kingpin, Shiv, and Oath. In fact, I feel like that every team but WC have that exact comp. The only difference is Luca playing a Luna.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Oh no, and Greninja Krista. And Greninja
yeah. I was about to say this. I think there's one more. There's like one or two, but yeah, you're not far off to be honest. Yeah.
I'm talking about in these three.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Look at that zone pull as well.
At them, that is wild to see just how much that is. There's that Sky Shark as you were talking about. With the spike walls, it's kind of keeping Aurora in a very awkward position. They're gonna have to go over the electric eels.
Oh, that's going to be troublesome potentially. AWR, you know, they've got that little lip on the bottom side, but now they've kind of oh, never mind. Looks like a fight's transferring. Rat could be a boost a lot both ways.
Aurora, they can punish this one. There's a lot of damage and broken armor. That's going to be an Abyssal Breaker. At the same time, WC getting damage on a Rat, but they put down the base camp, trying to get control of Vision. It's going to go the way of Aurora. They already see that they got the kill on Adamark, and now there's going to be another crack coming in for Mechimek, trying to get the damage on a Cookies, but Cookies was able to get away, barely back to land. And now Mechimek slamming down the hammer, but he's pushed into the storm. He's got to get back into the circle. He might be able to punish. They're all focused on him. Abyssal Breaker not going to be able to
so much damage.
He needs to slam, but it's going to be Aurora that take down the crown, while Cookies on the outskirts over to the electric eels. No damage just yet, but instead, Cookies look for their return. Greninja is down. Cookies over the water. He's drowning. Where is he thriving? He's swimming beautifully. He survived a second while WC take victory.
And it's, you know, just before that fight as well, we did see Luca managed to get Aiden out of that situation when the crown popped. You know, he was able to get that Wisp Rest to get Aiden back up because it would have been really difficult for WC to fully recover had that not happened. You know, it's just one of those, like, 1 in 100 plays you see in a Luna in high tier play. Super nice.
Very nice play. I do want to give a huge shout out just because during that Gatlu did raid the channel. So thank you. There's a lot of Pokemon Unite people out there. I do love Pokemon Unite. But today, Super Vive Day. So I hope you stick around, enjoy some games. I know it's a very different game. It's a Battle Royale MOBA. So it kind of has that MOBA going on with it. Very fun game. Obviously, like Pokemon Unite, also very fun game. I hope they were an exciting game, Shiv. Great producer over there for the Unity Clash that I know Gatly does. So thank you guys all for joining in.
Great stuff.
Have my water bottle. I need to take a quick sip.
Yeah, get some hydration in, man. I'm just gonna enter in some coordinates for the next one.
Sounds perfect. And the next storm shift is which one?
It's going to be the random one again. I think we are on game 4 if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to kind of loop around and do another, kind of triple rotation again. So it's going to be like a final location with fixed coordinates, but a random storm shift.
Gotcha. All right. I'm curious to see how this is going to be.
Oh my god.
Now, if there's a storm shift you could create, what would your storm shift be?
Oh, there's so many to pick from. I had so many ideas. Some would be like game mode warping. 1 second, let me just start the game. So I'm not able to just say that the game's starting, unfortunately, because people just like to troll me.
Not all deaths are enemies.
So, what is your favorite idea you've come up with?
Select your
One would be that, for example, I don't know if it would be a power or it would be like a storm shift, but maybe you could pick up anomalies, or they'd have some sort of cost, like you could with the Pokemon Catcher item. And then you could place them and do some super cool creative plays. It's almost like having a Saros portal at whim. That'd be pretty cool. Another one that could maybe.
I almost feel like like a way to make that a storm shift is just kind of like how with Twisters, it's just anomaly field. You just have a bunch of anomalies everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That just anything to make it really cool. Or what else could they do? They could have it so the shops, there's no shops or no outposts that are in fixed locations. Instead, they fall from the sky in random locations. So so no one can make a predetermined plan as to where to do a buy, and they have to instead go to kind of with an unconventional plan, and then they might just meet another team. So it kind of shifts everyone's. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of what would be a really fun one. That's all very different. Kind of like how we see. Bombing Run. I feel like is boring, but at least it's different, right? It kind of changes up the game. Like Cross Country is a very cool, unique one. What would be a good one? Yo, and then Super Vibe with the raid too. Let's go. We're just getting raid after raid. Love it. What up, Super Vibe?
Amazing, man. I love the support that you have for the community, man. It's amazing. Good stuff.
Woo! Good to see. All right. Let's get into our 4th game, though. I'll think of some fun things. I already have my bullet Sky Sharks, where it's like the Sky Sharks, when you hit space, just go super fast and you can barely control them.
Oh, that was one I thought of, maybe. Oh, never mind. A massive punch by Crouch. Last second 5 strikes, trying to do 80 strafing as much as possible. He's got a TP now. Can he get away?
Almost was able to wait out the timer. Almost got the swap out of there. Barely does he die. FFD sent in 2 different directions, and Super Vive, I'm casting with Samiri over in EU. So we're doing EU games today.
Yo.
At least for now. Then later in the day will be NA.
Oh, it's gonna be great, man. I mean, do you have work tomorrow as well, by the way, dude? Or
I do.
Oh.
That's why I'm like, I was gonna. So that was other thing. Shivam wanted me to do Pokemon Unite casting today, and I was going to do that, but then I was thinking that I was gonna pick up overtime today or last night.
Sure.
But I was so worn out from this week that I'm like, nah, I'd rather just sleep. And then I kind of forgot to message Shiv about that, and then I'm like, I'll just cast Super Vive instead.
Oh man, I mean, you're juggling your responsibilities as well, man. You're getting those casting hours in, you're getting that experience in for 1.0 specifically, of course. And yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna pay dividends hopefully. Yeah.
Gotta get the content so I can post that on YouTube and TikTok. And then I'm glad I didn't do a couple ideas I had for longer form content, because with how much the game changed, if I had done the content I had my ideas for, they would have been completely obsolete after 1.0 came out.
Oh, I guess you had some sort of maybe speculative, was it some sort of informative content potentially, or?
informative content that would have used the hunter-specific tournaments that I held, like, in a way to kind of teach people the game.
Ah, got you.
I'm glad I waited, but I'm still probably going to retool those and still do that.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let's put it on a pause, because right now, Maverick chasing down the knocked-on the Ori, leaving only Cat Girl Cafe manager who is able to get out of there on their own Sky Shark.
Enemy warning.
Will be able to
Storm
respawn,
closing.
but 29ers, another game. 2 in a row. They are struggling right now.
Yep, and if it was not just last game, I'm pretty sure we were just here before, you know, SB and the UA fighting over this outpost. SB have not bought their relics yet either, and UA have. Let's see if they can actually win this one. Level 6 is on both sides this time, so it's a bit more of an even fight. Meanwhile, Udis has jumped over, gets a stun onto Courageous at the last moment, and Shin is looking for free pickings if possible. The Shin on half HP, or Courageous super low.
So
Can he get it?
Shin tries to chase it, but he survives. Heals back up. We see on the kill feed that Baroof does get taken down elsewhere. 29 is really struggling down in the machine. On this full poverty run. Might have to... Oh, I missed the H. Oh, that's what I... Sorry, I was trying to get the...
Not an issue, dude.
There we go.
Great stuff.
I was trying to do that at the same time. But we got to look at this because we have... What the hell? Getting crashed on. Who dis? Gonna be the target. The easier prey, an easier kill with the Sky Shark.
Yep, and Kazara is on the train getting that res off as we see a car chase, an F1 race. It looks like, and who's going to run out of fuel first? It looks like it's going to be Ash, and they're going to just turn around potentially right at the last moment, and AWR are going to be able to get away as a 2-man.
So I didn't check. What is our storm shift?
The storm shift is cross country again from an RNG.
Again? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What RNG there? As this Sky Shark about to blow. Nice swap away from Fate Strikes to get away from the Shockwave as well. Grabbing the squid, trying to get the reach on to Kitten Carnage, but they sent down a nuke. So no chase from FFD anymore. They'll stay far, far away from that one. Going into night 1, I will say it might be unusual to say this, at least in normal cases, but today hasn't been the case that we haven't had a team eliminated yet going into night 1.
Yep, it's typically very, very calculated in the early games. It was quite close for UA, not too long ago, when Courageous was taking that damage from SB, but he did manage to make it out of that one. And Meki narrowly avoids a hook. The nicer squid at the last second from Ash with a little bit of survivability, but he's got no mana left. The Abyssal Breaker's sent down. His shield is broken. He's likely going to be complete toast.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, and I think it was a good call there from Ash. They separated, went in separate directions. I didn't have to prolong the Discord again. There we go. But just
Perfect.
making sure that they at least can get out of there, that they're going to survive for the next fight. I think those are the good calls here. Right now, another team that has been struggling. We've got 3 teams that have been on ultimate poverty runs in Game 4.
Yep.
What the hell is one of the 3 teams? 29ers, another one that's more of a surprise because this is their second game in a row. They've really been struggling. Well, FFD corralling Kitten Carnage, killing Finale on all 3. Only one was able to narrowly avoid it, but they got the damage on the Maverick and Mouncer. So they take down 2 of the Kittens while Crouch might be able to get onto the jet stream to survive, but they are struggle city yet again.
Yep, and it was so unfortunate that Face Strikes did not have level 7 because he would have been able to, he got the squid stun, but couldn't follow it up with the chain stun to get him completely CC'd. So the props to Fate Strikes. He always plays the squid, pretty accurately. He always hits those in the majority of circumstances. It's really nice to see, the 1 or 2 void players that we do have in the EU scene, providing us those creative plays, those clips. That only Void can really do.
One of the few Void players, I'd say, really in the world. There's so few that are willing to put the practice into that Hunter who's so inherently unique in their kit. And I love seeing players that are willing to put that time and dedication into something like that.
Yeah, it just avoids all of the typical convention in respect to like dashing and gliding. You have to take a whole different kind of mindset to kind of adapt to that new playstyle with Void once you start learning it at least.
And honestly, I wish more players would be willing to put in that kind of dedication, but I also understand they sometimes just want to play what meta is and play the strong hunters. That is what wins games oftentimes. Right here, who the hell?
Oh!
Almost was able to get it with a nice slam from the Dragon Slam. They are still in a rough spot against the Stormbreakers. Abyssal Breaker sending them back over the abyss, but they got help from the Screamer. Well, they got over the wall. The Hammer finding who dis. And then the 6 monkeys separating with the Sky Shark about to blow. Gecko launch into the wall, but Deathbarek had already brought back the team.
Yep, and Aiden's already super low HP. The Slugwave is sent up, but gets dunked by Theo. Oof. is
we
Kitter
saw
also
the
at last
kill
place too.
Yeah, Kitten Carnage did get eliminated off screen there. So another team, well, our first team down here into day 2. And then teams kind of figure out where they want to go. We have quite a conglomerate of teams in different corners of the circle so far.
Yep, and we're seeing these souls kind of on the right side of this next circle, and the last member of WDH are out as well.
Purple.
Courageous finds it, so they are out 11th place.
Yeah, so what the hell? Our next team eliminated. They have been struggling a little bit as well, unfortunately. Just got spotted out, and we'll look at where everyone else is over here in the outpost, trying to get some of those armors for 29ers. We were talking before, this has been a team that has been struggling, but
Meteor beasts have landed.
slowly but surely, they have been able to find ways back into the game, getting themselves in a slightly stronger spot, so they're more willing to go for some of these fights. Like right there with a nice pick on a rat. Cookies gonna be the one with the attention. Nice grab to secure control and secure the kill on a rat, making sure that Mech and Adamark have to go into opposite directions.
Yeah, and the squids are starting to feel like octopi with how many squids are being used. It's like that you've seen like 8 tendrils come out at once, you know, especially from 29. They're super coordinated, it feels like. Cookies had no chance there. He's like double rooted, then chain stunned afterwards. He's got no chance at survival.
Yeah, Super Vibe. Night 2, 10 teams.
Storm closing.
Honestly, not a surprise. Not one bit of a surprise here for a lot of our teams. See this oftentimes. We had a lot of these fights that are all over the place. 29ers have been slowly clawing their way back into the game, but it's still been a slow process as they do get dunked by the Abyssal Breaker sent out to them by Storm Breakers. And then on the other side, IDK, kind of a quiet game for them, but look at their gear. They are kitted, ready for the fight. WC, they won the last game. They've sent out the Pokeball, trying to get the stun, not going to be able to land a nice pullback, trying to keep the team safe. They've broken the shield, slog wave, but it's going to be a spin dash back as they try to see if they can bait them over the mid, and they're going to be able to get the slam from Orlando's. Looking for Luca and looking for Theo. Nice slam mid, but it does not need to land. It just needs to separate WC, who grab a Sky Shark, decide to go in opposite directions again.
Yep, and look at all these teams. As you mentioned, they're all congregating now to the top right side, and Shin has already toasted SB and now 2 members, whereas Opportunity is looking to sit slim. The final soul is also on phase 4 as well, should anyone want to look at it. On the top side as well, we also seen a little bit of dancing between Ash, AUR, and UA. It's broken on no armor. Hopefully he can make it out of this one. Oof.
That's the thing, though. We're kind of looking at how these circles are and having a lot of the teams that are on the outskirts of the circle. The back and forth fights right here. 29ers run into the one team I don't think they really wanted to see. IDK, Grabby Squid from Orlando's Fusillade pop, getting some damage. Most of it body blocked by the Bright Shield, and Baruch has gotten the 29ers back onto land, keeping themselves away in Prisma Falls, and despite what looked like a bad situation, they're able to escape. And then WC, they come in from the south. They wanted to intervene, but it was a little bit too late. No longer do they want the straight up fight against IDK.
Exactly. And we are seeing that, you know, that kind of that macro play that's been refined by Tom Kick over the years of playing Supervive, you know, come into play, kind of calls them off to rotate around. You know, it's not even taking a risk where they're up in armors, it seems. Maybe just going for some buys, bush camping potentially, because there are still, you know, quite a high amount of teams left. They kind of want to play this very cautiously. Maybe try and make the fight, you know, in their control when possible. And the Singularity's already been popped and used, so mega value acquired there by WC.
Yeah. Getting that pop from Fate Strikes, who's trying to scout them out with a swap over the wall. IDK nearby, WC in the vicinity. We go up north and see Stormbreaker still down Shin. We're waiting to see what angle they can use to get the team back to full.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure 29 hear this, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to stop it because we do see UA on the right as well, so they're slowly creeping up, just kind of seeing what's going on. A massive hook! It's the Fusillade!
Arm wrestling fight as they pull back in the team, saving Greninja and saving Aurora, so they're going to be able to survive. Well, Lancelot was a little bit late on the charge. 29ers had to separate as well. Kakarot Cafe manager nowhere near the team, has been spotted out by TSM right around the heart. Where's the rest of TSM? I don't even know if they're going to be able to show up to be able to save him while the 29ers barely get away from UA. Courageous wants to see if he can win the Oath duel, but it's not really a duel when all the team is still there for UA, and they've gone on to the other side, forcing him back into the jet stream, getting some damage from Flashy Frost, but he needs to land some of these shots until Sebi shows up on the other side, getting some damage, but missing the pull. Means UA get back to land. They put down the Mega Avalanche to make sure they're not going to get chased down by Aurora.
And just looking at the next circle, we can see a revival inside that soul zone. Potential massive fight here between IDK. Oh, the car blows up at the last second, providing a little bit of breathing room. Oh, and the squid misses as well. That could have been a disaster potentially for Rat, should they have been over the abyss.
It's always those inches, right? Just barely missing something, somehow getting away, getting alive could be a make or break for the game. Right now, 29ers still in a bad spot. Broken armor across the board. Not having much to stand up against TSM. They're on the tracks and they try to get away, but Ash are already on the island and they can collapse with a slam on a one. Farouk the next target while Aurora looks to take down the Ori, and then Farouk, he's gonna fall out of time and out of heat. 29ers out early yet again.
That's a surprising 10th place for them. These guys are a really strong team, really formidable players. They've had I'm pretty sure they had their own Abyssal Cup win, if I'm not mistaken, right? As 29ers? Or
yes,
yeah, exactly. So they're a proven team for sure. And
in fact, I think they won the Abyssal Cup 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. My memory doesn't fail me, and we are looking at AUR. Ooh, the train is coming down. That is going to provide AUR with even less space to play. And Greninja now sends it forward into UA. Courageous. Abyssal Breaker pop now. Both sides.
Wait a minute, chilling finale. It's going to force away Aurora, and that's why they're trying to get on to Flashy Frost. But instead, it's going to be the skate trying to give some land. A nice grab. Dragging back in Mr. Ice-T. No more Ice Baby. They lost to Celeste, and now they're in a bad spot while we go down south and see that Rat facing off against FFD. But Rat have been able to get over to the ring, so they're going to be more than comfortable to wait it out.
Yep, and SB, I feel like I've been playing, they've racked up about 7 kills, or should I say 8 now. If they're not been like super over active, maybe I've just missed some of the fights. That could be the case. Meep also finds Sebi, and no, the fight is going massive now. Meep!
They've got Greninja, but a blast off, and Aurora, our next one to hit the bench, but more to join as they lose WC. Our last winners now out. TSM popping the Fusillade, but IDK, they've surrounded their position, same with the Stormbreakers, but we'll go back to mainland. We see that Ash, we're staring down UA, who get punched away by Death and now the Sky Sharks, they found landing. They put down the Abyssal platform, and they're looking to see if they can get the fight on to Ash. Keep them far away, yes sir. Broken armor. Puts down a rain of arrows to make sure they can heal up just a little bit while back at the tracks. There's still UA trying to get away from FFD, who continue to hunt them down, but it's IDK who show up to try to see if they can save Courageous's life, but he uses the grabby squid to jump all across the abyss, and then the fight in between Ash and TSM commences. Yes, sir, the first casualty. Rat in the south, jump pad over the wall, while Stormbreakers, they can join in too. We're about to have a third and fourth party on top of TSM, who now have the battle their way
cancel.
out of it, but a nice blink away, was able to get out of there, while Rat, they do the same.
Yeah, I can't believe that as well. And just as I was mentioning, SB, they weren't getting that many kills, and they must have been listening to the stream because they're just going crazy now. They went crazy just before the train tracks, and Shin has already found cookies. Right now, 2-man. Maybe Meki can stick the res if it's not already been used by them. Okay, he's popped the Abyssal Breaker. Gecko blocks it perfectly. Oh my god.
Did you just see that from FFD? It wasn't anywhere but somehow they go right behind, or do they have the teleport throw? I'm not actually sure. I have to look at that one really quick.
It might be TP Soul.
Right behind. Yeah, because I just realized, I'm like, how did they both get there at the same time? So probably a TP Soul, but we do see a team has fallen. Ash are out.
Oh, super unlucky. They were a little bit weathered after that first engagement. We did see as well, Yasa, he's really using Stasis like super well in these fights. He can play like quite aggressively, and then Stasis with Sproking just as a defensive measure right at the end. He's getting quite a lot of vibe from it. I'm liking that. And IDK are looking super armored up, super suited up, it seems. We are seeing maybe 2 crowns, if I'm not mistaken. And maybe 1 crown has already been negated by a res. So SB are back as a full 3-man. And it is Meki last alive. 1 minute 15 on his own respective crown. Flashy potentially looking for a little cheesy snipe onto him if possible. He can bring all team members back if that does happen. But he's got the Penguin, a bit of extra solid ground as he makes his way into the circle.
Making his way back into the circle and just waiting it out, trying to see if he can chase him over. Getting the damage onto Meki. Meki still has that emergency penguin that has been helping him out for quite some time. Stay safe.
Yep. Oh, and Fernie finds it. Seals the deal. UA are out. 6th place.
So no longer is me stopping the stream working anymore. It's just slideshow again. I can't see anything.
Oh, no worries. Try and cover whenever I can. Keep trying to restart it, dude, and hopefully it comes back. Meki still survived. Gets spiked that last second by a Rat. Oh, sorry, no, never mind, by SP. And Rat are out at 5th place.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Ugh.
Perfect.
Sorry,
Nice
I don't
stuff.
know why. I don't know what is up with it today. Yeah, and yesterday it did this when we were in the battle hub, but then we did the call and it never had an issue. Now today, weird. Discord is being very, very weird.
Could be a server thing, maybe.
Maybe. We
An
can check it out
enemy
after
oracle
this
is
game.
scanning.
See. We'll get it all figured out. But we're back. We're
Storm's
ready.
on the
You can
move.
see more of the
Stay
game.
inside, it's
We're
ours.
down to our top 4 teams right now. All teams have everyone up and kind of awkward positioning here with Cross Country Storm. Is going to take us down south and play into SB's hands.
Yep, but we are seeing Gecko with the optimistic EMP nade there to try and remove some armor from FFD. Shin is always sending it with the defensive dagger, trying to poke a little bit against bait strikes, but it's such a a big threat having a void there standing on the edge, because if he stuns you, you're pretty much dead.
I see TSM. They're kind of playing very, very late on this one. Going so late to try to push into the circle. I thought they would have gone a little bit earlier to try to see if they can contest. Well,
Oh, there's the TP. It's definitely the TP perk.
Oh, that's that TP behind them. Is the singularity going to be used? It's going to be the salvo, the first thing they use, but there's a lot of damage that's already been put onto them with a nuke sent at them. They got to be careful. Singularity a little bit late from Fate Strikes. Might be able to swap him back in, but missing Shin instead.
Ooh.
TSM with the Gravity Squid onto Shin. They've taken him down. Fate Strike was underneath them. But Fuzu takes a jet stream. He's out of there, and then inside of the circle, IDK have been waiting this entire time, and now pounce on a Fuzu. Take away the life of FFD.
Yep, and this is like the kind of TTV I remember from the squads days. As I mentioned before, earlier in this game, Tom Kick is like super methodical, and that, with his kind of macro plays, and they are coming back into effect again. It feels like, obviously with a new coat of paint in this time, instead of Ori, Teldo, and Adamark, of course, it's now Clerney and Orlando's instead on IDK. But obviously, Tom is steering the ship.
I did see that Teldo was streaming earlier today as well, so maybe we'll see more Teldo in scrims eventually. But we'll have to keep our eyes on that and see how the teams are going to continue into scrims. Because right now, still looking for any of these pulls to land from either teams and when they're going to strike.
Yep, and a good question there is that, when Orlando's hooks and then squids backwards, where's that squid coming from? Hey. When he throws it behind him.
I know, right? Orlando's Tom Kick, some really good EU having amazing Kingpin players across the board. That's like still one of those big differences between NA and EU, where it's like NA, it's been Brawl, it's been Shiv, it's been Wukong, all across the board. A couple teams playing some different things. Well, here in EU, it wouldn't be EU without Kingpin somewhere in the conversation, even if some players complained about him initially. The Grabby the Squid, once that got unlocked for a lot of people in their armory, just brought Kingpin back to the forefront.
Yep, exactly, and obviously we are still playing with a basically majority 1-star armory for most players, unless they get the high roll for the 2-star. Oh, Tom Kick with the Abyssal Breaker, and the few stars pop by Clenny, not too much value acquired. Shin sends it, returns it, oh, gets a nice bit of damage.
The problem is, it's gold armor on the side of IDK, the pull from Orlando, trying to see if he can grab it and get the kill while they're pushed onto the other side, but guess what, the Storm, keeping them separated. Shin is down, Gecko in the duel against Orlando's, Kingpin versus Oath, the pull back onto the Wisp to make sure they're not going to be able to get that revive, and then Tom Kick, then get out of here, you're Grabby the Squid, it does get Gecko back over, but then the grab from Orlando's,
oh my,
the Storm Breakers.
And that was just an insane, like, Depbrek dying there at the start was just so bad. It just spelled death. Like, as soon as that happened, I was like, yeah, there's no, once one cog of the engine is gone, SB are not going to be able to function too well anymore. We've seen maybe Shin if he pops a crazy fusillade, but once I seen, he popped it at 80% usage, like, I knew that they were not going to get too much more value from that one. Oh no.
Here, IDK, they're sending it. Lancelot went too far, too quickly, and he burned way too quick out of this game. Abyssal Breaker from Tom Kick is going to separate the fight. DSM have Blink missing the pull. Clarny had to snap back with the rest of the team.
Gets the
Clarny
hook.
does not need it, though, because they got the
Oh,
hook
he
from
left.
Orlando's. A nice emergency platform trying to survive. It's Little Meat back with his team, but he's got no health. Blast up, back to the track.
Oh my
Grabbing
God.
the Squid, flies past. Even if Little Meat was healing up a little bit of life, it's Orlando to silence that light from Little Meat, while Blink is going to be the only one remaining on the other side. And I don't see any crown. There you go, as he bought it just in time to pick it up and go for something. Anything you need, and a miracle grab onto Clarny, but out into the Storm, the train. It'll pass on by while Orlando's missing his own Grabby the Squid. And every retreat, every angle for Blink is being covered. This is not looking good for you. Any pull that lands could save the game, but missing that one, having the mantle, and now the slam back missing.
Oh.
Killarney doesn't, though, and IDK win.
Wow, what an end game. It was, well, that was definitely one to watch. Like, at SB, like, super unfortunate how they lost that one. Like, they had good rotations. I really liked the FFD strategy, but just the execution was like a smidgen off. You know, trying to like go kind of premeditately, you know, TP into the zone just as it's approaching the new circle in the cross country, you know, to try and maybe get like a sneak rotation in. But, you know, SB were already there. You know, they pounced on them. Singularity didn't get too much value from Fate Strikes. Oh. Alright, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome, no worries. I just need to update the scores real quick. 1 second.
No problemo. I tried switching the region.
Sure.
So I would say US East, so that way it's kind of like in the middle of us too.
Okay, are you seeing any improvements?
We'll find out when we get into game.
No worries. Okay. The next one.
Because that's always the hard part. It's like it's hard to tell whether it's an improvement or not until we actually get in the game.
Yep, no worries.
Random, not bullet train.
It's like I'm pretty sure I need to check it again. I wrote it in here, didn't I? There we go. So we are on bullet.
Yay!
I'm just waiting for a minute so that everyone's ready.
Sounds good. So this is game 5, right?
Yes, this is game 5. Yep.
Perfect. Just make sure I update my own thingamabob. Let's see if we have any more lag issues. Hopefully not. Hopefully that'll solve it, but we'll see.
Yep.
Never know.
Okay, starting up.
Right, before you,
Also,
I'll let you start it up. I'm just gonna go grab my phone, so it's okay.
no
I'll be
worries.
right back.
Select your hunter.
Another mission. Good.
Not all deaths are endings.
You are the drop leader.
Hey, baby, sorry, I'm still casting.
Quick minute to breathe there, guys. Oh my god.
Yeah, for tomorrow. Yeah. I'll call her. I was gonna try to stop by the house before they leave.
It's making me wonder as well. Like, is Squid eventually gonna, you know, be in the crosshairs for being banned? You know, are people fed up of it already, or they like it too much?
There we go.
Yeah, welcome back.
Whew, yeah, I got my phone. There we go. It had to charge because it was like dead, so I had to charge it, but I knew my wife would try to call.
Ah, no worries.
Alrighty, so here we go. Game 5, back to bullet trains. And we've had quite some chaotic games, haven't we, Samiri? It's been all over the place with our games,
Yeah,
and it's pretty much what we love to see when it comes to Supervive.
100%. Oh my god. Oof. Okay, yeah. So game 5. Let's see if anyone does anything different this time, or are we going to start seeing some patterns? In fact, it is Ash going towards Coldfang straight off the bat, and Kit are taking over Entron, it seems.
Okay,
I
interesting.
assume. Yep, SB are going to go Iron as they've always done. Even pre 1.0, they always went Iron Acres, so nothing too new there.
Yeah. So seeing some teams go for their old strategies, some teams going for new strategies. Also, something I do want to talk to them about is seeing if we can get more of like the bosses and stuff that spawn early, so we can see exactly what those are when we have a spectator, because we know that some teams are dropping there, trying to get themselves in a good position. As right now, Kitten Carnage just grabs some Sky Charge, going through Wraith's Row, probably down to the machine to get some early armor. Then a couple early fights. Actually, I've seen a lot of teams up north in Dawn Caps.
Yep, I'm just going to have a quick look over. And same as in Wraith's Row as well. I guess they're fighting over the armors, but I did see Yui actually got a kill. He's actually on the Ghost now instead of the KP. They are switching up the Compass Touch there as well. I'll flick back over now on Dawn and see what's going on, see if that fight has evolved significantly. Looks like FFD have picked up 2 armors. They are winning the armor wars as well, which is really, really nice to see. Oh, triple armor up in
Actually,
fact.
3. Yeah, they got 3 of them. But IDK, they can easily enter in, and if they're able to get lucky with some of these loots, might be able to get some gold armor.
Oh, there's another one. 2 more.
Yeah,
oh,
they got unlucky. So IDK weren't able to get it. It was FFD who hold control, missing the pull from Orlando's as well. That's why they have to vacate Dawn Caps. That is FFD territory. Level 3 for Orlando's Grabby Squid. At least he had enough gold to be able to pick up a relic. That way he gets out. Otherwise, it was certain doom.
Yep. And of course, with it being bullet trains again, you know, we obviously can see it magnetized towards the tracks. Orlando's. Oh no!
Nice, Orlando saying,
oh my god!
Gimme. Fate Strikes just was not paying attention.
I mean, it's just the bush, man. I feel like the only thing that's potentially changed is that people check bushes a little bit less often because there is you know, there's no ambush in the game if I'm not mistaken anymore, right? You know, you can't create a bush. Yeah, so that, you know, that does reduce the amount of bushes that are available, or that can be generated, let's say. It's the same with the Berry Eater combo, right? That's gone as well, if I'm not mistaken, too.
I believe so, too. There's a lot of combos that are, like, so ubiquitous that we're so used to just having in the game that now not having them, I'm like, oh yeah, that is gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, UA, you might be in trouble here. Look at this sandwich forming.
Not just a little trouble. They thought they could go into the outpost, and they quickly read the play and be like, yeah, there is no safety. Instead, it's going to be Kitten Carnage taking the fight up against the Stormbreakers, getting a little bit of damage, but Gecko keeping them quite healthy, waiting for Shin to go for the engage. And then on the other side, Courage getting tackled by Who This and making sure they get at least 1 kill while Kitten Carnage locked in this fight. The Forge not helping them. The Outpost is not their salvation. They have been separated. Mounster is down, but it's going to be the possible fight afterwards. What the hell? I thought might want to fight against Stormbreakers, but decided not to. Instead, we look at some of the remaining members. Actually, the only remaining player from UA, Flashy Frost on the Sky Shark.
Yep, he's going to be able to get that res off. He's thinking he's going to go for Cobra for the cheaper res, of course, which is going to be free considering, you know, it's kind of super north in the circle. It's only what's day 1 damage, it's nothing. You're looking at TSM with the same kind of idea, but this time they're going south. They're having their little mini race against 29. It seems. Oh my god. And we're also looking at potential chase, race row.
Carnage, though, still in a bad spot. Malik barely able to get back to land as Rat hunt down the cat. Malik blows up the barrel, hoping that was going to blast him away, but instead it's going to be his own death he's blasted into. Leaving just Crouch, who had gone far south to survive.
Yep, and we are seeing Luca temporarily split from the rest of the members while FFD are looking to mow down Theo. He's not having too good of a time while FFD, you know, they actually picked up the other armor again after Fate Strikes died, so they did a little detour to get another armor. They've taken down Theo, they've mowed him down.
So I want to use this time to kind of, like, even if a fight breaks out here, I want to use this more as a time to talk about something you've been mentioning with the Sky Sharks, where for me, as a caster, it is very fun to watch Sky Sharks.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a viewer, very fun, but for a player, it can get frustrating.
100%.
It can get very frustrating, and we're seeing here, I feel like that's kind of what's defining the meta early on of 1.04 competitive.
Yeah, yeah.
Sky Sharks and how much control, because you see the teams that got a lot of early Sky Sharks are the teams with the golds, the teams with the relics, the teams with the power up against a lot of these other squads, while the teams that didn't have them, they're the ones that are usually struggling. Ash here, they've kind of been on the poverty run. What the hell? They haven't been quite on a poverty run themselves, but not in the best position. Not like FFD, who had a lot of those early Sky Sharks.
Yeah, 100%. And Kitta, you know, still looking battered, bruised, and wounded. Less than half HP, and a couple of members. Oh, and the hook connection with the slam means that monster's likely dead. And it's just Malik and Crouch now for Kit. And they're going to have to maybe go their own separate ways. A nice fresh car is picked up by Malik right at the last second. Oh, the chase begins. Can Cookie, you know, somehow get Malik over, you know, off the car? We have got Adamark in the back seat too, so an extra bit of damage might be able to boop him off.
Run! You've got some speed! You've just got to evade the police. He's got, what, 2 stars going on right now?
Yeah, it might be 2 stars, I think. Not too severe.
2-star. Yeah, we'll wait until we see the helicopter start spawning in. We'll have to report later. As Malik not avoiding Mecky Mac. Mecky Mac doing a good job of reading the movements from Malik. He is right on his heels. As our relenting Malik. This is what I'm saying. This is why Sky Sharks are entertaining.
It looks like he's going to make it away with this one. SB looking to potentially chase WC. They're only level 6s and 7s, but versus SB's level 9. They're monstrous right now in comparison strength-wise. And then the dagger forward already used by Shin. Aggressively onto Aiden. It looks like Aiden might be toast. Does manage to make his way down to the south side at the last second, but Debrek gets a punch, sealing the deal on Aiden.
It was looking impossible for Aiden to get out of that one, and here seeming like it could have been impossible for Luca, but Luna is slippery. And Rabbit that can get through any traps right there, get to the rings, looking for the swap, almost was kidnapped back, but WC will survive to see another day, while Ash not going to be quite as fortunate as he finds himself crashing back down to land.
Yep, and there is a, the res that's very, very close and isolated, should be isolated from most teams, but we do see Kit potentially looking for that one too, so maybe not free in fact. We'll see if they're able to stop it in time. Not, because it's nope, it's a 6-second one, of course. There's no chance of stopping that one. The souls are going to be combustion, and if I can find the other one, we can see up here, it's renewal. There we go.
I gotta get used to the names. That's also something, the new icons, new names. So it's like, I was so used to the old Meteor Beast and the souls that I'm like, I can tell what that one is instantly. And now it's like, huh, what's that one?
Yeah. The problem is as well, like deciphering some of the icons is always troublesome. Even like I think when I'm used to it, like it's definitely not as clear as it once was. Hopefully they can look to improve that at some point.
Yeah, I think that needs to just go back to the old ones. I like the old ones. They're simple, clean. Ooh, nice Dragon Slam with the grabby, trying to go for the fight, forced out the Chilling Finale. It's defensively used, which means now, what the hell, can go for an aggressive attack. Who dis immediately in, but missing the stun. While Purple getting a lot of damage, and then on the other side, Kit and Carnage, we're getting chased by Ash. They can intervene as third and fourth parties, but it's going to be grabby onto Kit and Carnage, getting a lot of damage onto Malik and onto Mounster. Then Crouch a little bit too late, missing the punch, instead of having to blast back. Ash could look to chase this Bishop, who's all alone in the world and no real way to retreat out of this one. No Sky Sharks in the vicinity. It'll be difficult to get out of this one while we go back north over to the heart. 29ers lose the Ori. 29ers have been struggling today in scrims as Stormbreakers break their backs.
Yep, and the res is being attempted, but Gecko is going to keep applying hammer pressure whenever possible, strafing around. It is a 10-second one, as we mentioned. Do die! What, they were at last, in last place, it might have been, yeah, and just behind, afterwards.
Place.
Yeah, it was hit afterwards.
Just last place, and now Stormbreakers, as they chase the kill, fight against TSM. TSM, they thought they had this powerful position, but then realized that they were so far behind in relics, in armor, in strength compared to the Stormbreakers, and now they look to join both Kit and Carnage and 29ers on the bench. It's just Little Meat left, while Gecko is hoping to hunt them down. It's hard to get on top of a Bishop easily. They'll have to give up the chase for now.
Yep, and it looks like maybe even Hoodis are going to be able to, what the hell are they going to be able to grab this combustion soul for free without issue. And meanwhile, the top right, Renewal is just completely left alone. We're seeing a chase continuing as well. Meat's still alive, and Shin is trying to get as much chasing as possible, but now he's in the combustion state, so he's going to kind of jump ship temporarily. Same with Debrek, is going to have to stand on the island temporarily. Same with Gecko and Dracos and slash FFD are there waiting for them on the left hand side, make his way into the purple clouds potentially for a bit of cover.
Just a little bit of cover, was able to get around that, and also getting some help with FFD showing up in the fight up against Stormbreakers. So Dracos, we saw on the kill feed, already taken down Purple on another fight way down south against Aurora, and then intervening, Ash getting an Abyssal Breaker on the Stormbreakers. Broken armor on Shin, low health on Deathbarek. We see that FFD, they've been taken down while Radish looking for the fight, and they got this grabby squid, and they might be able to get the kill in a Deathbarek. Shin was able to somehow get away. He's up in the north, but look who's on the tracks. It's already WC. Shin doesn't really have a way to get out of this one easily, but he has been spotted out. Grabby missing. Now over the abyss, but guess what? Rad have been waiting. Another grabby squid. They got him rooted.
Oh no!
Earth, and he crashes like a meteor from the sky. As we see, it's
oh
gonna be
my
WC
God.
joining with them as well. Aiden's out of there. Theo and Luca. Actually, yeah, Theo and Luca are the only two alive, while Little Meep has found salvation onto the bullet train.
Yep, and it looks like IDK took one of the perks, so they took Renewal, and the other guys, I think it was, what the hell, I think, in this scenario?
What the hell? Yeah, what the hell, I think got,
Just checking, check AUR again. Oh, it was AUR, they actually stole it.
Oh!
Ooh.
See, I wish it was easier also to tell who has the souls like it used to be. That's something that's also, I think, needs to be adjusted for us. It used to be so easy, we just could hover over them and we know immediately.
Yeah, but the problem is, right, because it's a perk, you can't really show one color anymore, right? That's what makes it a bit troublesome.
Wait, the revive! The
Yep,
revive
they
went
got it
out
off.
for TSM right before they were pushed off by Ash. Literally seconds, and they're able to get him. Then they get the snipe afterwards as well. Well, we see that Rat try to jump back, but Cookies, a nice blink. But guess what? That respawn beacon that had been placed down by TSM is going to be attempted here by Ash. They're going to be able to bring back in the team. Trocane's alive. Now they have to survive. The train's there. Barely going to miss and not going to be tagged. Instead, they're going to be able to slam back the hammer back at TSM. TSM, it seemed like they had gotten that heroic play. They'd gotten out of there. They got the kill, but they got over aggressive. We see on the kill feed that Luca's been taken down. Now it's going to be a trade. Blink is gone. It's only Little Meep alive again as he blasts off away. Might have to look for another bullet train revive. But we see a crown picked up by Rat.
Yep, and there's 125. They can maybe dance on the train tracks for a decent amount of time, but there are teams surrounding them from pretty much every angle. There's a lot of risk, to take whichever direction they take to try and evade, the autos from one team. It's going to be sent another way as well. So,
and looking at where teams are, we have two that need to get into the circle. One of them right here. What the hell? They'll be on the tracks, narrowly avoiding the pull. The other one was Aurora, who are waiting until the very end before jumping in. Respawn from Little Meep should go off. They are going to have the respawn sickness, but the only team that was there to punish them was Rat, so not actually going to have any form of attack on top of them.
Yep, and we all seen Cookies just playing aggressively with the crown. Narrowly avoids getting punched by the ulti, so he might have a chance maybe. He does dagger back. Oh, he's going to be fine in this scenario. 35 seconds.
I thought Cookies was about to get the 1v3 outplay right there. I saw it in his eyes. He saw it too, but made the wiser call. Decided to play it safe, get out of there while we look up north. The red chest opened up by Ash, so Orb of Life for IDK. A lot of these powerful things.
Oh, maybe not.
Blinks and give me that.
TP's back.
Didn't
Always
get it onto
TP's.
land, so
Yeah, if they got it into land, it would have been fine.
Storm
yeah.
tightening.
Exactly.
Oh, rewind.
They had it online. Rewind, be kind, but they were able to rewind themselves, and what the hell? Perfectly fine for now.
And we are seeing Hoodis with the 2-star grappling as well, so that's going to be 2 charges, so he can maybe do something sneaky potentially, catching someone off guard. Could be,
we are in the end game. There are 7 teams, Samiri.
Yeah.
A lot of teams still left. Not a lot of land. Rat, one of our teams that was holding on to the crown. They've been able to revive, but now they got to get through the tracks, through so many squads. Dragon Slam and Train combo almost working together, but missing. Now the fight. Rat back over to the rings, but what the hell? Still have to fight their way through 2 other teams, TSM and Ash. They still hold the land. Rings from what the hell? Hoping to get the Dragon Slam. Slamming down Cookies, smashing them back down to earth. Well, Ash, we're looking for the pulls, but so was Blink. Everyone waiting patiently. Emergency platform, or what the hell, they even have a base camp, so they have created land, almost fishing again for purple. The slam, a nice blink away to avoid the danger from Meki Mek, but he is overheating. He needs the rings. They're looking for the snipes. They're looking for the slams, but Meki Mek not playing them. Getting the slam back on this guy, Zoro. You shouldn't have played with fire.
Yep, and he definitely got immolated there. And Ash, or Sprokane, shall I say, is trying to look for a hook against TSM. They've been forced on the train tracks now. Ash have a complete solid ground. Yasa sends it with a nice defensive dagger, and it looks like it was perfectly timed as the train tracks, the train comes in, shall I say. And Rewind is still, in the hands of Purple. He's able to do some nice evasive maneuvers whenever possible. And let's have a quick flick on the bottom hand side. Looks like UA have managed to stay in the game as well. We are seeing a Prisma extraction going on for IDK. A little bit of a siren signal. What's up?
There are still 7 teams left. 20 players. Only one team doesn't have the full team, and that is right here. What the hell? They're missing 1 player, but they have base camp over the abyss. They have safety. Teams can't chase them, especially with the bullet trains being the ones that they have to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. So they can play the super safe game. We just saw Hoodis with the crown pickup as well. Really nicely done, kind of evading around TSM in this scenario. Oh, and Rat have now forced WD off. Purple gets a nice dunk off, but can he do too much more in this scenario? Oh, gets the rewind.
Blink away, was able to get the rewind, so he's alive. But keep in mind who has the crown. It's Hoodis. They got the slam. They tried to get
no!
They found it. Guess what? What the hell is that? And what the hell is that? The pull. The drag back Animark kills him off, but there's a lot of damage. Don't know what the hell. Rat trying to see where they can get Ash. That pushed them off of the base camp. Hoodis has barely any health. They're trying to survive. Another slam go down from Trocaine. And he's just dunking everywhere. What the hell are gone?
I mean, it's just a clean surgical third party by Ash there. They saw the audio cues and they just capitalized on it. I feel like Rat just wanted to kind of take their opportunity and pounce when they could, but it just it just fell flat for them completely.
And they, along with what the hell, now have to wait for our final game after this with 5 squads still remaining. Aurora have been silent. Same with UA. It seems that UA struggling against Aurora. Have a respawn beacon right there. Have they already used that one? They might have.
They might have, yeah.
Gray armor, so it's not even looking good for them. Level 10, Flashy Frost, an easy target.
Yep, with the shift level 4. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, it provides a nice bit of survivability, but TSM, they get the squid, and the last member, Ice, is dead. That leaves them out. What is it? In this scenario, it's going to be like for 5th place. There we go.
Joy P was trying to request to join our call. I just saw that. I was like, that was funny. We should have accepted. Anyways, going to our final 4 teams here, Samir. It has been kind of chaotic throughout it all. These teams have been fighting tooth and nail. 3 teams out of it, and we have barely moved. A lot of them feeling they can't force the fight. They need the fight to come to them, but with the bullet train always intervening, it seems so dicey. They have to wait for something. Maybe I thought Aurora would hop onto the train and try to get a better look at the circle.
Yep, and it looks like Sebi's now in control of Rewind. It's almost like a, what's it called? Like a, when a rapper's chain gets stolen, someone else wears it. It's been exchanged hands so many times, it feels like, and but we're going to feel the same way about, most red powers, I think. It's still going to be ever as effective. Same with Dragon Breath rounds, of course. We need to see if Sebi gets something spice for this one. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there it is.
He gets through.
First pull.
Oh, God, mantle.
It was finally the damage afterwards that got the kill on a blink.
Yep, exactly.
TSM will be down 1 player. First team that is struggling. 2 crowns up north, but that is into IDK territory. Yes, sir. It's entered aggressively, already getting back to the rest of the team. While TSM, they look lost out there in the abyss. They try to take the base camp away from Ash. Little Mid taking a lot of damage and back over to the range with their emergency platforms.
Yep, the E-Plat is going to provide them with such dividends there. I wonder if how they acquired that one, but it's super useful in this endgame circle. If not most endgame circles with this bug, you can argue that consumable's gone up in the tier ratings. And we are seeing the zone pool kind of going up to the top left-hand side. 2 crowns potentially kind of on the solid ground on the right-hand side. So, if one team starts to lose a member, that we might see some chaos, brewing, fermenting on that right-hand side, especially.
Especially for TSM. They need to get one of those crowns and then play for the Abyss. Or they can do this. Put an emergency platform with a respawn beacon.
Nicely
so they drag
done.
back in Blink yet again because they noticed too much of the attention had been split. When you have so many squads still left, you can only focus on so much.
Yep, and I'm wondering if Blink has enough for a pack here. I mean, he could pack potentially, but I don't know if you can actually place it when the res beacon's there as well.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, it might be the case.
Could have maybe sent it onto the tracks and then used that for information, at least for a moment, but either way, it would be risky. I think that's why they decided not to. They already have that respawn beacon, and as now they're a little bit of land, they're waiting for these 3 teams to fight. The first one that's going to start is going to be IDK. Spin dash back with the rest of the team, yes sir. Pop in the fuselage. They're back on the land. Quarantine, pop in the fuselage as well, but doesn't get the damage it needed to. And this is the time to strike for TSM and for Aurora. They've been waiting. It's going to be Lancelot in the thick of it, getting a little bit of damage. Here comes the train! 2 down, and then they look to see if they can get, yes sir. He's over the abyss with barely any help. Blink have been able to survive, yes sir, as well. I gotta do this as 2 because I missed the train. And we are looking at our final 4, but that slam, there it is. Final 3.
Oh my god, what an insane, it's just whoever starts the fight, man, the third party is just going to be so free, and it was looking, really, really optimistic, and somehow actually, well, I didn't make it out of it, but, it was looking quite optimistic at the start, and it turned so sour so quickly. Oh.
That's the problem when you're having fights with very little land, and it's bullet trains for the land that is there. Have it so they can interrupt anything. Ash, they thought they had the perfect third party, but then the train had other things to say about it, and now we're down to our final 3. TSM still have yet to be able to have the full squad up. They have been struggling They almost had a perfect intervention there in that fight, and now we see the
Oh,
nukes been sent down in
Tom!
the position that IDK once were, and somehow they're able to find Zebby, and now they're trying to see if they can get the fight, but keep in mind, there's going to be a blast up into the storm. You got to get back in quickly, Lil Meep, barely finding some land to heal back up. He's got some time on the clock. As
Res?
we see, IDK, they get the revive themselves, so they're going to be able to have the full squad, but keep in mind with how they are positioning right now, Aurora are the ones in control. They've got the damage on it to TSM. They've plopped them in the face, and now IDK fight against Aurora. Blast from the nuke takes out Claudia. Slam onto Orlando's. Only Tom is left, and he's then blasted in the face for Aurora's victory.
Oh my god. Super nice end game there. Wow. If Meep got that off, that would have been super, like such a change of events there. And I believe we've missed an audio cue from you. There we go. A little bit delayed. We could blame it on the lag. We did get it in the end.
Woo! Wow. What a game again. This is why bullet trains are so good. And this is, I'm just saying. Also, I will say much better that time. Didn't have any lag issues one bit.
Perfect stuff. We are now on our
I think-
last game as well.
Yeah.
For today.
I think it was just that it was on like auto for Discord's server, so it kept like bouncing around and just using random ones that was not making it any easier for us.
Got ya. So the last one is going to be cross country.
Cross country. No. It looks like there's not going to be any NA scrims today. Boo.
Oh, what? They got cancelled, or there was not enough people?
Maybe not enough people.
Oh.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, and what was the sign up at
Yeah.
least? Did they tell you it was like a, whatever, like 8 out of 12 or something, or?
No, I didn't look, so
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think they really were pushing for it. I'm looking at. Looks like they weren't really pushing for it, so
Fair enough.
they might be just waiting for next weekend so that people can continue to play like and farm up the armory.
Got ya.
Boo. So
Quick
I
cheers
tried
as
to see if
well.
I can bully them to make sure they do it next weekend.
Yeah, no worries, dude.
Because sadly, because they've been doing some during the week, but I cannot do it during the week. That's like my absolute no-no.
Yeah, I guess with the busy schedule, it's really hard to weave it in, right? It's like nearly impossible.
It's like, well, because my work starts at 6 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
Scrims start 5:30 p.m. my time. There's just no way.
Yeah, it's just too impossible. It's just
Select your
impossible to
hunter.
slot in, right? And I did see that there was a poll to have like, was it daily in-houses and then scrims on Thursday to Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, in
Not all
NA.
deaths are enemies.
I'm not too sure.
I think so.
Yeah, exactly, Chaos.
Select your
I've seen it's a similar sentiment in EU as well. The cars are not the funnest part, and Shiv is extremely powerful. So
I think with because there's going to be a patch Wednesday, so I'm hoping that will, like, that's going to be the big patch, right? It's going to be Wednesday.
yeah.
That will hopefully shift a lot of the attitudes towards it. I hope there's also some big shifts with the Sky Sharks. You and I were talking about it. I liked my idea, your idea that we had with this, where it's like, just make it so they have less fuel early in the game, so they're not nearly as oppressive. You have to fuel them up, and pretty much that's it. And then just easier, I think, to blow up. Done.
Yep. We need to see if they can get that coded in though in that next week, because otherwise, or at least provide us with the option to have a checkbox, like disable Sky Sharks for scrims at least until they
That
can.
would be nice.
Yeah, just anything would
nice.
help, sort of thing.
Honestly, I think you just, if you want to make it so that Sky Sharks are weaker, it just that they start the games with 0 fuel. It's very easy to code, and just as the game goes, it slowly fills up with fuel. Done.
There's like regenerative fuel or something. Oh my god,
Yeah,
what a
exactly.
utopia
But
that
very
the people
slow,
of Supervive are
very
living
slow.
in.
Yeah, exactly, but just very, very slow refueling. That's
Yeah,
like,
or even
would
have it
take-
like have a cost, right? Like you can maybe buy a fuel tank, which is a consumable when you go next to a
But
car. or
that
something.
that could be harder because then you have to code that in.
Yeah,
that,
sure,
that one might take longer. That's what I'm saying. If you want a quick fix, that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
I could be quieter just because I was further from the mic. So hopefully this is better. Alrighty. Game 6 here. We have our storm shift. It is going to be cross country, as you said before.
Yep.
And you're looking at this one, wow. Way down south and eastward, going over Academy, which is very unusual. And no one dropping Academy. Even stranger.
Yep, surprisingly. And no one Cold Fang either. That's the other crazy one.
And that one could be because we're so far over to the east. You need to get onto the Sky Shark in order to get over there.
Yeah, that could be the case.
If nobody ends up going that direction, I'm going to be surprised.
Yep, and for the last game, we're looking at Gecko as well on the Brawl, surprisingly. I know Shin's been practicing it, so that's definitely something out of their comfort zone that they're starting to, maybe expand their territory in respect to characters.
Look. Yeah, FFD and IDK on the Sky Sharks. They're going straight to the keep. They want that gold.
All right, so what's this car show going to be called? We see all these cars, slowly arriving into Cold Fang. There's got to be some sort of car show going on for this one. Oh, man.
What do we call it, right? What are like car show names? I don't even know.
It's got to involve an S, so we can have like a double S, sort of ring to it. Maybe someone can tell us, like Super Sports Sky Shark. I don't know.
Super Sports Sky Shark. I kind of like that. Super Sports Sky Shark. As early on, FFD. They're actually coming out the better. They already got the gold. Draco's trying to go in. The swap, though, immediately pulled in. You swap to your own doom, Fate Strikes. This leaves FFD in an awkward position. Buzu tries to double dash back to the anomaly to get over to where Draco's is. You have those Sky Sharks. You could grab onto one of them. Flux Snare. Nicely done to root in place. We see that is going to be the revive on Fate Strikes, but kind of stopped by the minion, making it really difficult. And then Buzu barely dodging the pull, grabbing the Sky Shark, and they are out of there.
Yep, they're jumping ship. They got as much as they could, to be honest, and 29 are still having their own little mini face-off, it seems like. This time now against Rat. So much action going on, around this outpost. Cookies is taking a little slither of damage, and a hook.
Oh, nice hook. But they are locked into this awkward position. The blast back from Ghost, the slam him, takes down Cat Girl, Cafe Manager. Ori tries to go for the phase walk over, but he's followed up by Mackie Mac and Cookies. That's going to be the spike onto one with the grab, the pull. Goodbye, 29ers. There's no way out of this one. They've got an Abyssal Breaker locking you down, and Cookies to secure the kill.
Oh my god, that was... I think the main key player there was Adamok, because once he hit the stun, once the grab was hit, the hook, he did such a perfectly timed dash shield bash, getting the two-man stun into the wall. It just it just made everything so much easier for the rest of the members to get confirm the kills there.
It really did. And okay, one of my favorite things about the Sky Sharks is that like in other battle royales, if someone's driving the Sky Shark, a different team can hop on the back still.
Yeah, 100%.
I do love that about it. That is one of the greatest things. Okay, Luca, by yourself. Now this is something I don't. Maybe I'll have to talk with Luca about, but Essence Reaver with Grabby the Squid on Aluna.
Yeah, I spoke to him about it yesterday. Basically, was saying he can roughly get about maybe 300 health extra across the span of a match. That he's saying basically it's like maybe one hit that you can one bit of extra damage, like one skill shot or whatever that he can take before dying. And I'm still not convinced on the value that it acquires in comparison to other relics, but if he's convinced, fair enough.
Granted, Luca, amazing Aluna player. Not even just like in the supportive style, far more in the aggressive, full-on brawl style, being in your face. So I would trust Luca's judgment on that one, but also Luca is a bit of a mad lad and likes to play some crazy styles that sometimes work and sometimes don't.
Yeah, but you have to have the kind of mad scientist kind of team or player at least in a game like this. They always somehow break the mold with their unconventional build that does actually top the best builds that might be in the game at the moment. It's definitely healthy to have plays like this. So with that kind of mentality at the very least.
You see Rat. Had that Abyssal Hatchling. Which one is that? See, this is where I'm like...
I did mouse over it and I already forgot the name of it.
I know, it just... I hate... That's what I'm saying. I hate the change on that. So it's like, I can't even tell what one that is. I'm like, it's one of the souls.
I think it was extra damage. I think it was 15% extra damage, but I can't remember the name of it.
What is it? Combustion?
Might be combustion. Yeah.
Yeah. A fight between Kit and Carnage and FFD. Nice broken shield, but in a good spin dash away. Tries to get out of danger. Fate Strike is taken down, but it's going to be the trade on a Mounter. Crouch is going to be the next target. While Meow in the back line, but it's a chilling finale to lock him in place.
Oh,
and
the
they
stun.
get the revive onto Fate Strike, stunned into the wall with no escape. Already taking the damage coming in from Dracos. And then on the other side, Crouch has to blatch with the satchel to get over the abyss and try to get away to be the only survivor for Kit and Carnage.
Yeah, in the midst of chaos, we also saw SB getting 2 kills against a different team, but now they're having another fight against a different team. It's WDH this time, and Gecko's trying to send it in with the LMB Flurry against Kaizaro, and it's to back up the last second to get a bit of heals and depth wreck on half HP. Pepper sent it with the RMB, gets the nice little slow onto Shin, and they have to, kind of disengage this one for the moment, kind of heal up. The Basin Chain connects, and Rat looking on the left-hand side.
Another Dragon Slam. That time it missed, but SB, they put so much attention onto what the hell that they didn't realize that Rider right behind them. They got the Abyssal Breaker onto Shin. They're looking for the dunk on him as well. With Shiv barely getting away. Deperek in the battle against Strike. It's going to be about landing that auto attack. And we see that SB, they lose to Rat, who end up joining in the fight late, but they are the team that collect all the glory.
Oh, very, very nicely done. And who are we seeing on the top side? UA playing the super slow. They got this mini island, farming up that Guardian right at the end. You are, chilling on the Hallows. On the right side, we looking at Ash as well, slowly rotating down to the left-hand side as well. And on the bottom side, it looks like Mekimek found Hoodis. So it's just one member, no, 2 members left. Kaizara and Purple in this scenario. In the zone.
In the zone, and then Kit and Carnage barely revive, trying to get back into the circle. The jet stream's there. They hear the fighting on the other side of the wall, and they know it's not safe. FFD, they get the kill onto Cookies. They gotta confirm it, though. Now with the Singularity, it grabs 2, blows up Rat. Mekimek running, trying to get away. Purple, you can intervene if you want to, or you can try to fight against the 3 here of Kit and Carnage. Now it barely is alive, while Purple hides in the brush. Mekimek escapes for Rat. So no team eliminated just yet.
Yep, it's auto repair and TP soul essentially. So this time for the souls. So there we'll see who's going to contest over this one. Looks like IDK have 3 dibs over it on Gridlock, and the auto repair. There's potentially 2 teams circling around it in the abyss. Theo on super low HP. Yasuo already in combustion state. Doesn't get the stunk unfortunately. And Sprokane, he's got the car. Ooh.
That's why he decides just to hop onto the island, no longer staying in the jet stream. We heard a respawn on one side, but it's going to be TSM finding the pull. The pull missing out of Aurora, already getting Sebi. Oh, Greninja double dashing back. Staying in the Mage Bog, but he's surrounded. Not looking too good for him to be able to get away from this one. Flux Snare might be able to do just that, though.
Yeah, but we all see Kaizaro just chilling in the bush, patiently waiting for Kit to get their farm in. Hopefully it doesn't get revealed, and then maybe he can go to Wraiths.
I believe in you, Kaizaro. You got this. Kaizaro, by the way, the legend who made a lot of the graphics for me for the stream.
Oh,
I
wicked.
absolutely love Kaizaro.
Ooh.
Come on, you got this. You got this. I believe in you.
You just got to hope that this chaos that spawns somewhere else. It looks like this might be happening between FFD. The squid singularity.
Oh, gonna take advantage. Notice that the teams have been fighting, trying to get out of there. Kit and Carnage fighting against FFD. A lot of damage. Well, Draco's using the skate to block up the escape for Crouch, who's the last one again. Greninja on the island, but Fuzu's gonna be the one to get the credit with a full wipe onto Kit and Carnage.
Very, very nicely done. Super, relatively clean fight, I would say, amongst everything. And we are seeing WC actually quite underleveled. Armor's looking super poverty. Aiden with that relics as well. This is very, very damaging for their, kind of ascension throughout this game, hopefully. It's definitely been hampered so far, it seems.
I'm kind of hearing where everyone else is, where teams are flying through in the corrupted zone. Ash, they'd gotten themselves that Meteor Soul, so they'll be fine. Aurora only have Greninja still, while Kaizaro, the last one for what the hell, might have noticed Greninja, but Greninja went over the wall, so probably doesn't want that. I'm kind of looking at where any of these players that are the stragglers, the last ones left, can go. Crowns are way down south in Gridlock. Nowhere near where they need to be, while IDK staring down SB.
Yep, and they are making their way to that mini island, just chilling for now. And just to the left of them, we are seeing WC. Armors are still broken, as we said not too long ago, but maybe they're having a little engagement against SB. Level 10s and level 11s. They got the level 2 ultis. Oh, an extra bit. Oh, he gets the stun.
Rude has landed, but it's going to be down to the abyss, finding the kill on his chin. Luca blasted back and finally taken down, but so much chaos had been created by the buddy until right there, where Gecko and Deperek were able to get the kill back. Theo with the Slam has got to be careful as they were slicing their way through the competition. Theo has to hop onto the Sky Shark, try to get out. Respawn beacons anywhere. I'm looking where they can go in the corrupted zone, supposedly, but not a safe place to go.
Yep, and a lot of teams are, on these mini islands, just dancing around, looking for an opportunity to kind of see what's going on with the rest of the teams and their own movements. It looks like everything has stabilized itself for the moment, apart from Theo, who's just a headless chicken trying to find a crown or a res, as you just mentioned. Looks like he wasn't successful, and SB, they got the res on Shin, and now he's trying to cycle around out of fuel. Yep, pops onto the next car. Does he have 500? Oh no, he's poverty.
Yeah, he is true poverty. He is looking for respawn beacons or crowns on the ground. While we see that purple and Hudis eliminated by Ash. A nice dash back there from Rat. They've been able to slowly claw their way back into this game too. A lot of teams have had these 1-2 players that have survived for some time, but as we see on the kill feed, eventually they're falling off like flies.
Yep, and we are seeing Greninja with the 945, so he can do the broken res once Rat start to move down, which I think they might have. They might have done. So he's just patiently waiting for those audio cues and any visual cues to kind of confirm that it's safe. It is going to take a decent amount of damage though. Day 4 is not, it's not going to be kind to him.
Exactly. That's what I'm worried about for him. You can go for it, but then the repair. Then trying to stick the respawn, that's enough time for anybody to be able to clasp back onto you. And as we see the circle, it might favor you to actually go for that respawn beacon a little bit more. And there is going to be the one in Academy. That's not going to be a real easy way out, as we see Greninja was finally found out by Mech. Now down to 7 teams, only 1 team without a player, and that is TSM here. Blink holding on to that crown, looking to see if he can drag anybody over to the abyss. They're going to be baited in 10 seconds left on the clock. But FFD have to fight with SB instead because they were looking for the ground, but then they found themselves in a fight, and they're going to lose Fuzu first. Well, Phasetrex has been separated, has to swap back, and now they are going to be the team that has to look for the crown play.
Yep, and I think Phasetrex all got cancelled somehow because it was definitely, I heard the TikTok audio cue and then it just disappeared and it went off cooldown with like about 10 seconds left. Really weird there, but either way, that happened, and now we're looking at Ash and UA having a little mini face-off on these 2 islands. But if the fight does, fully transpire, Rat are going to instantly jump on this one. We are seeing Cookies being the CCTV for Rat here, trying to get some information. And on the south side, on the bigger island, on Gridlock, we're looking at SB. They've got the armors, in a healthy state again, which is really, really good. But FFD are looking in relatively dire straits. 55 seconds on the crown. Armors looking good on Dracos, but IDK are holding them out. They've played super slow forever. They've, found a second home on Gridlock. And on the top side, a big Abyssal Breaker.
Big Abyssal Breaker as the circle is going to take us into Academy. Explosion from the Sky Shark. Damage onto Sprokane. Tries to see if he can get back with the rest of the team, but Mr. IT is already locked in the position. Now forced into the spike wall. Then he tried to escape back with the rest of the team. Courageous. Stands strong. Flashy Frost looking for the snipes, but Ash have not been deterred just yet. They're at the steps of Academy. They're holding on strong. They snap back with the Assur, and they have thwarted the fight from UA, which is given time for SB, for FFD to show up out of nowhere. They're on the fight, and they've taken down UA, who have nothing left to go. Everywhere has been cut off. Flashy Frost down. Courageous gone. A first team to fall.
Oh my god, and how many teams are left now? It is 6, and the zone pool is obviously looking extreme again with this cross-country. Who's already on the edge? We've got Rat on the edge, just chilling, playing super slow. It's actually Black Rose for Mech. Slight difference or deviation in build than what we'd typically expect. And Cookies with the Last Bite Refractor, of course.
Yeah. A lot. Kind of seeing some adaptation, some small swap-ups here and there from some of our players, but I think the big ones still are like, you look at certain teams, their compositions that have changed through some of the games, like seeing the Brawl being played here, as opposed to going what we had seen so many times, the Essence Reaver, grabbing the Squid combo for Kingpin. Wanting more dunks, be more aggressive, especially because we have seen so much Abyss at play. Stormbreaker's going to go right through. Right into the center of this corridor outside of Academy.
Yep, and I'm hoping they can go up to the top side before anyone else makes their way across. But IDK, or no, it's Ash in this case, they've already made it with the car. Oh, but SB, they got the solid ground. Yeah, they know though.
But IDK, they had the base camp, so they're just going to recall and try to fight. Clardy, though, in a bad spot. As he tried to fight against 3, the Fuselaw didn't do enough, and even with the base camp control,
no.
Stormbreakers have stolen away from IDK.
Yep, and Tom is last alive in the bush. Is he going to get found by rats before? Surely they check this bush. Yes, he's found right at the last second.
They checked it. And then spin dash, Abyssal Breaker blocked by the Bright Shield. Tom Kick with gold armor, but it's not golden when it's tarnished like this. And IDK are eliminated.
Yep, and Fuzu's made his way out. Oh, the hook. Oh, that was desperately close. Dracos is there for a little bit of insurance. He can, with the shift level 4, he can get across that abyss without issue. But it's going to be, potentially icing all the, he's glaciering his way all the way into SB. We were looking at the tree disguise from Gecko, maybe to get a cheese pick onto one member of FFD. We'll see if that is going to be the case very shortly.
As TSM have taken a very long path all the way around the corridors outside of the hollows, up into the Shards of Fate, and trying to see if they can survive here. While Ash still holding on to a little bit of that circle. Nice punch from Little Meat. Then the Fuselon from Yasur, but has been completely denied, even though Alliance a lot has died in the middle of Ash. It was at least TSM holding out life. They still aren't out of this just yet. 2 alive with an emergency platform. Stormbreaker trying to get rid of the land that is below Dracos, whilst Brocane focusing on to TSM, getting rid of their safety.
Oh, wow.
Salvo to take down a Blink, and then Little Neat, the last one left. But Fuzu, you use the salvo to get the kill, but now you got to deal with Stormbreakers and Ash right to the north.
Yep, and Meep is now, as you mentioned, last alive, low on survivability. The chances of survival are looking slim. Trying to play the wind tunnel if possible, but Yas is there with the car, driving him in if possible.
Low fuel.
Yeah, he's made it out, it seems.
And look at where the circle continues to go. It's actually going to the Mage Bog. They've
Yep.
got the blast onto Little Meep. So much has been focused on it to Little Meep, yet he survives. He's back over to where he had been before, where his team had fallen, and still he makes it out alive. The jet stream at his back, and no team has been able to stop this Bishop just yet. They've tried so hard to get the kill on them, but somehow he's been able to avoid all the ire. But it's going to be Stormbreakers themselves that now look if they can deke down Little Meep, the last one left, but he's punched over the abyss and tries to go for the boss back. But guess what? The crash from FFD takes the kill and confirms it onto TSM, while they then have to fight against the Stormbreakers, but they have to ride the hog out of there, but instead they lose Fuzu.
And how much money? He's got 3.9k, so if there's a shop, that next one on the top left-hand side might be the next thing he routes towards, hopefully. But the fuel is looking quite low, and now he's had to, depart from the Sky Shot right at the last minute. And now he's got to reconsider his options while Ash, kind of take control of the wind tunnels. That's definitely a couple of spikes just waiting there. If he's unlucky, he sent the car their way to kind of potentially grief them. If he can explode the car.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're trying to blow up the Sky Shark, so that way he can maybe even utilize some of the shockwave to get back into the circle. It has enough fuel that he could grab it and get back in, but it's going to be Rat, who are already in the Mage Bog. Here's a lot, and Abyssal Breaker both used by Ash, but not getting anything from it. Rat still have been kiting back, and guess what? The one team that has been quiet this whole time, Stormbreakers, finally, they break that silence. Slug Wave launched at them, but not going to be able to pick up the kill, but the Stormbreakers have been separated. They've sent their ship up into the north, getting a lot of damage on Ash, but not picking up any of the kills. While Stormbreakers try to see if they can regroup, their ship has not been able to get back with them. Shin is down. FFD, they've been able to get to land, but Dracos, there are no crowns, and I'm looking at where the shops are. You got to get there soon. You want to be able to pick up your own crown. There is a respawn beacon that's going to be attempted by the Stormbreakers. They bring back up their fallen brethren, Shin, back in the fight once more.
Yep, and Asher, they're trying to make their way into the kind of center of the circle, away from the eyes of all the other teams, but everyone is just looking at them consistently. The hook attempt already, the Abyssal Breakers in the flurries. Oh my god.
I've been launched. Ash have broken armor. The slam has taken them down, but not picked up the kills just yet. And while they try to get their ship back with the rest of the team, they're getting assaulted. Now finally regrouped, reformed, but is it enough? As Yasur is taken away, they've got the kill on Adamark, but then out of nowhere, Shin comes in with a Fuselon to pick up the kill. They're trying to get the pull back into the game, and Adamark back in the game. FFD, they got the respawn, but guess what? Ash are gone. They're out of here. Well, Rat, they have 3 still alive. Gecko is a wisp, and they have to wait all this time. FFD are fighting it out, and they're able to take down Cookies. And they got Dracos with a little bit of damage. Shin in the middle. It's going to be a crown popped immediately by Mechty Mech.
And as yep, he's got 6.5k, so maybe he's going to get a big buy-in. Hopefully, he's definitely going to go for a crown. Then, sorry, should I say? Maybe. Oh no, maybe not. In fact, maybe he's going to chill in the bush. But I think Dracos did see that one at the last second. Yep, of course, he's seen him.
I know what
no.
that was doing. He was hoping that FFD would look for the fight against Rat. And keep in mind, FFD, the team that was down to Dracos, now picking up all the gold armor that had been strewn across the battlefield. Far better position for them now, while Deperek really struggling to figure out where to go. He might go for that Hail Mary, grab the crown on the way out, allow Rat to fight up against FFD. Nice hook has landed. Damage on to phase strikes. They have to make sure they get the singularity to land while Fuzu sends out the salvo. There's the singularity. It's onto the tank, but they blew him up already with the chilling finale coming in from Dracos. But the Fusillade already away. They didn't get the swap, but they're going to try to see if they can get the whip back for Audemars. Well, in the middle of it, a nice snap back from Cookies. And Death Barrett out of nowhere was looking for the Haymaker punch to drag back in SB. But SB still have to wait while FFD chase down Rat back over into the jet stream, missing the punch again. Death Barrett has to go for the blast off, and it's going to go wide, but he's still alive. Death Barrett, 1 minute left on the clock. While Rat, they see a moment, missing their own pull, wanting that damage so desperately onto Death Barrett.
Yep, and the armor repairs are desperately coming out from FFD before the circle starts to close in, and they're going to maybe be able to make their way, hopefully, across to this other ledge, but Deathbrick is potentially has control over it. Depends how much pressure he can apply, trying to get rid of these the red kegs when possible. Nuke is dropped.
45 seconds, 40 seconds, Deathbrick over the abyss, the punch into the wall, but too late! SP are gone, FFD now fight against Rat. They stare him down. Control for Rat. They take advantage because they thought they had to fight, and they got the Abyssal break into the back line. They got a lot of damage onto Dracos, but no kill just yet confirmed. With the singularity, it might be enough damage to take down the tank. Anamark is gone. Mickey Mick, he's down in here, but he could be revived. They've got some damage. Cookies tries to see if he can go back with the salvo. Sent at them. They've got a jet stream. Can they revive Mickey Mick? They need to bring him back, but they couldn't get onto the west. They just stopped down to oblivion, leaving only Cookies and Adam Ark left, as Adam Ark cannot get with the rest of the team. Crown picked up at Cookies, but with no health. What do you do here? They send out the crystals, trying to see if they can get on Cookies, but he got the jet stream, trying to get over to where Adamark is, but only healing up, waiting for the 2v3 inevitable fight. The miracle play that Cookies needs. Adamark, he's now broken armor. It's gonna be the Fusillade, but they locked him down for too damn long, and FFD have clawed their way back in for victory. Adamark, the last one left, and no crown, no glory. FFD win the final game of our scrims today.
What a insane! Look how many red perks Fate Strikes has at the end as well. 4, man. They accumulate so much, and that singularity right at the last second. Who did it catch out of the and on the bridge? I can't remember which member of Rat it was. Meki maybe. Yeah, oh my god, that's insane that catch happened, because he was on 1 HP, he had the shift level 4, so he's got the shield, and he managed to escape and get the reset so luckily, so nicely done, well timed. Oh my god.
Very, very well done. Great games across the board from our teams here. Whew! They know how to make me tired, though, I will say. They definitely know how to exhaust me. All right. Are you going to be streaming more, or are you done?
I think I'm going to head off after this one, catch up with some friends, potentially. Oh.
Yeah, it's like, want to do the same thing we did yesterday and host someone?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see. Who's streaming now? Who won? Dracos just won. Let's give Dracos the love.
Is it Draekos, right?
Yeah, I'll post it, and
Appreciate you.
there, like that.
Oh, there we go, then underscore. Okay, so I would have mistyped it if
yeah, that's why I was just looking at Twitch to see. Yeah, it's always fun to get the winners. So
100%.
All right, Samir, thanks again for joining me. Thank you everybody out in the stream for being here for the games. We'll see you later. I'll try to see if I can convince the NA players to do scrims after all, but we'll see. So,
Sure.
Have a good night, everybody. Peace out.
Peace out, guys. I'd just like to say as well, a quick thank you to all the followers, the subs. You guys are insane. I'm so thankful for it. I am going to raid Dracos. The scrims have been really, really fun to cast. Hopefully, there's going to be more in the future. I mean, we typically have our Thursday to Sunday scrims in the future, so make sure you hop along. I love you guys, man. You guys are part, a big part of the reason I do this, man. I'm hoping I can provide enough of the analysis and casting to, keep you guys sated until we get a new patch and hopefully some more content, which shouldn't be too far away. But yeah, that is Sim signing out. Peace.